time to get mean, I'm a lean revolution machine. Won't want people stay, they sway. War today is good as any day. Y'all feel slightly this, let's resist. Raise your fist and pump like this. Promises over the top. Don't cross the line, but you know it's mine. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty, let's go. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty, let's go.
It's Thursday night. Welcome to the Ignorance is No Excuse podcast, coming to you live from Bayonne, New Jersey. We're here with Big Bear from upstairs, Sue, Jim, and tonight we're going to have Chris Goldstein giving us a call from Washington. He's got a meeting with Kamala Harris. Yeah, Chris Goldstein's meeting with Kamala Harris tomorrow, and right now he met with Congress, and I want to talk about what he's going to say to Vice President tomorrow. It's a pretty big deal, right?
Should be interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I like her.
Yeah, I do too.
I'd like to say that for all the times Chris is going to hear, you should have asked her. I would say, no, you should have asked her that, but you didn't have the chance. He goes through and steps through and gets lucky, and he gets all this happening, and already it's, you should say, well, why don't you ask her why she didn't blah, 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 blah. I feel for him, but I'm really happy. That's a pretty big thing.
He's a great person to do this. Hi, Mikey.
Hey, guys.
He's going to ask the right questions. He knows what to ask, and he's going to be patient focused, and I appreciate that.
Yep.
Mikey, what up?
What's up, Jim?
What up, Mike?
About to take a bong hit.
Yeah, we don't normally do a moment of silence on the show. We should probably start doing that, right? To start the show.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I wasn't even think I was.
We don't do that for this. That's the board meeting. But
I was just prepped for
let's have
bong hit for the inception of it.
Well, let's do it. Moment of silence and
all right, let's do it.
Smoke him if you got him.
Smoke if you got him.
You got something I can smoke? We didn't roll one up yet. We have to roll one up. We're not ready yet. Thank you.
Yeah, let's do this. White.
Let's smoke him if you got him. What are we smoking on? I don't even know. We smoked about 4 blunts already.
Lemon?
This is the lemon cherry gas. Mikey, we're smoking lemon cherry gas.
That Big Bear?
Yeah, I got strawberry
What's
banana.
up, brother?
What up, homie?
Chilling.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir. It's Thursday night, the beginning of the weekend, practically.
I got dosey dope.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, did you guys hear that the New Jersey Assembly squashed the Oprah bill?
Oh, yeah, we could talk about that.
It did.
They
didn't
squashed
hear
it.
that.
Man.
Oh man, I got to take back a couple of comments I made at the State House today.
No, you don't got to take them back.
Did they do that today?
Yeah, you don't have to take them back though.
Wait, what happened?
The New Jersey Assembly, they kicked it away.
What do you mean? They didn't vote on it? They didn't discuss? They didn't let it have a hearing?
They would not allow it to have a hearing based on the advocacy and the people that came out and spoke. So all that stuff was not in vain.
So maybe, yeah, and maybe people.
Come on, a round of applause for all the advocacy.
Okay, but for all the people that are advocating for home grow bills for patients getting heard, maybe their advocacy will likewise be respected. I think this is going to happen this year. I see it happening.
Yeah, no, it was the best news I heard, and I just heard it about 20 minutes before I jumped on.
Man, that's nice.
We did do the moment of silence, didn't we? We smoked them if you got them, right?
We were just all
We lit, but there was no.
We
moment
lit.
of
Okay.
silence.
All right. Okay.
Like,
Reset.
we went into talking.
Moment of silence.
You didn't really call for the moment of silence.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Smoke them if you got them. Moment of silence. Let's do
All
it.
And we're back.
Something new. I love something new. I like that. And it's helpful because it reminds us why we're here. Why are we doing this? We're doing this for patients. And that's why we're still doing this, because patients are still suffering and dying. Look at Rowan. Poor Rowan down in the state. They're giving her frozen waffles that aren't cooked to eat with some nasty sausage. And it's like she has these horrible stories where she's stressed out and she's very sick.
Well, you got to understand this too. It's not necessarily the food that they're, giving them. It's more or less how they're giving it to them. Because I've spent a lot of time in hospitals, and I had a lot of time to examine the food while I was in there. And it's not necessarily what they, it's how they feed it to you. Like they don't prepare it in any manner that anybody would want to eat it.
No, they're just warming it up.
Yeah, just literally warming it up, handing it to you like a piece of
What
art.
you're saying, Bear, is if the waffle was actually cooked, it wouldn't be as bad.
Well, not even that
Yeah.
much. If they literally made it taste like something, here's a piece of margarine on it. Anything to just do something to it other than throw it in there dry and then throw it back on my plate dry.
Where is she? And does anybody live close enough to bring a real lunch by? I don't know any facilities that don't allow somebody to have outside food.
Well, yeah, they can't. Like that'd be wild. Just because they won't give it to you, don't mean you shouldn't have it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
right. But that doesn't mean nobody could bring it. I mean, even if it was just one day, I
Well,
would.
yeah. But that's what I was saying. Like it should be no reason why you couldn't do that.
No, there isn't.
Because they wouldn't give it to you doesn't mean you can't have it.
Right.
So
I mean, you can't. No, I mean, unless she's on a
What kind of
restricted diet.
facility? What kind of facility is she in?
So some are a rehab facility.
What kind of rehab?
Not a
Physical
very good
rehab.
one.
I know. I'm trying to.
yeah, that's what I was
I don't know.
thinking.
She had surgeries and she has issues with seeing. She's almost blind now.
Oh,
She has a lot of issues.
Are we
Very-
talking internal?
so
Yeah.
Okay,
so what? She went from the hospital to the rehab. They transferred her.
Believe
Yes.
so.
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah, diet.
You know the name of the place?
I don't know. I'm trying to find out. Like she hasn't answered me yet about the name. I'm trying to go visit her,
Okay.
bring her some weed
Where's it
And
at?
food.
What part of Jersey?
and food, some good food.
Yeah.
And what does she eat? I don't know.
What part of Jersey is she at, Lefty?
South Jersey. She lives by Lawrenceville, by Trenton.
Oh, well, geez, I could probably stop by. I thought she was way up north or something.
No, she's down there somewhere.
She's still with Bob, right?
Yeah, and Bob's bringing her food when he can. He's
Okay.
teaching, so
Yeah. Yeah, we'll find that out. I could have stopped by today. I was in Trenton. Drove by just to deliver something. I had time.
yeah.
If you find out the name, I could at least get the scoop on the place, or see if anybody knows anybody that's actually working there.
Yeah. So our question tonight, maybe somebody knows this answer. Does holding in the smoke make a difference?
I heard. I tell you what, Marilyn Mathry told me 20 years ago. Don't hold it in like you do, Jim. Just breathe it in, breathe it out. You don't even have to fill your lung up with air. Just breathe it in, normal breath. Breathe it out, normal breath. And she said, and I'd like to think it was somewhere near truth, that at 85, 90%, you're going to get that. You're going to get it. It doesn't triple, you don't save a whole toke by doing that. And a lot of times, it's just like you're becoming oxygen deprived, and that gives you a rush, and you think, oh, I really good one. Yeah, well, that's great.
There's always someone.
Also makes you cough, so you don't want to do that. You don't
Well,
want
see, but when I cough, I get really high. Well,
Gotta
it's
cough to
dizzy.
get off.
Yes.
Yeah, no, see, now I
You're
understand
hypoxic.
scientifically, they're going to say that it doesn't make a difference. But when I hold my hit in and I cough my balls off, I'm much more high, and nobody could ever convince. I'm conditioned.
Well, let
to
me
think
ask you
that
something.
hold your
Are you-
hit in.
You're hypoxic.
Are you high 3 minutes
It's-
later like that as well?
I'm a little ignorant. I think they're scare tactics. I hold my hit in.
Mike,
Thank
listen,
you.
I
Thank
can
you.
take
I
it,
hold on into.
a toke, and blow it out, and then do this.
People say that because they don't want to see you
I
holding
will
your
get
breath for
high.
that long.
It's not high. It's
that
whatever
it?
Sue said. It has
That's
a
what
name.
it is. It's to make other people feel better. They're like, no, it's scientifically proven. Tell me that.
No,
Can't convince me.
you only think you feel better. I had
But
this.
that's it. But Jim, you know more than anyone. You said it yourself. Thank you for proving my point, Jim.
Wait. I
No,
got a
if
question.
you
Think you feel
feel high, then you are.
I got a question.
I'm just saying it's not that way for a lot of people, and me, and I cough a whole lot less, and it's way less harmful. Do you want to debate that?
Jim,
To
how long have
not
you been
hold it.
smoking?
Oh, since 1970.
Okay, so that's a very long time. And you, Mikey?
Since probably like 98, like 96.
Okay. Oh, well, I know how long Ed's been smoking.
1980.
And
Man, that's back there.
you, Miss, I'm so sorry. If you
Sue?
smoke,
Sue.
I'm sorry. Sue.
1967.
Oh, look at that. Everybody is way before me. So if I tell you when I started smoking, what is 44?
You blew my mind with that when you mentioned that.
2017.
2017.
I
So
would have never thought that, Bear.
I could remember when I first took my first hit of whatever I took and how it spanked me. Listen to me, because I tried to be dare I say it, I tried to be, in crowd and pretend like this is what I do. No. First hit, all right, cool, I'm high. Word, let's do this, because I hit it and I blew it out. Fine, we good. I got high. Next time I did it, I really tried to be like, all right, I do this because I've done it before. So I'm in there, puffing it, showing off, holding it in. By the time I was done, the TV was watching me. Are you hearing me? The television was watching me. I'm watching the television. The
Sounds
people
fun.
are talking, and then I understood what they were saying in that order. I watched them speak, then I'd get it. That slow. And I'm like, why is everything delayed? And I wasn't moving, sitting on the couch, looking forward. And I smoked the same amount. Only thing I did different was I attempted to hold it in. So that's where my deduction comes from.
I held my breath a long time. I had a reputation for it for 40 of those 50 years. So I definitely thought it, and I'm not saying it wouldn't get me more high per toke, but when I can afford it, and I just
Just go
coughing now.
for it, whatever.
Oh yeah, but a dab, man, even a quick one of them, that's going to get some coughing.
Yeah, I definitely won't hold that in.
And I look forward to it. I get where I can't fall over, I cough, and come on, Dizzy, I don't mind.
That's the best part.
You got to be a little irresponsible to hold it in. You can tell a lot about a person for how long they hold their hit in.
Yeah, right.
Marina says 10 seconds, she was told.
That sounds like an estimation.
You
Sounds
don't.
like DMT.
Based on 10
Can
fingers.
I just say something because I'm the nurse here? Okay.
Yeah.
So what Jim said is correct, because all you're doing is you're causing yourself to be hypoxic. So the more hypoxic you are,
That's what Mary Lynn said, and she's
the dumber you get.
Word.
Yeah, right on.
Elaborate on dumb.
Cool.
Like, what do you mean dumb? Like happy dumb? Like high dumb? Like,
Yeah, dumb and happy.
like me right now.
'cause I like that. Hold on.
I don't mind. Yeah, there's a time and place for everything, and this is the time and place.
Yeah. Facts.
I'm like incredibly dumb, but not because I hold my hits in.
Yeah.
I'm not dumb at all, and I try to hold them all in.
The other question is, has anybody else had kidney issues, like kidney stones? Because I think I passed a kidney stone. It was not hard. It was
Really?
red, and it was like smushy. It felt smushy, but I don't know. It was so small that I couldn't tell.
You like rolled it around in your hand or something?
I put it on my finger for a second so I can put it in the jar,
Yeah.
and it didn't feel like anything like hard. It was
It
weird.
didn't,
So
it didn't
it's
clank.
clot.
It sounds, yeah.
So it was a clot.
It felt like a piece of kidney. Yeah, clot.
It was a clot.
Ew.
Yeah, that's not a
Piece of
stone.
kidney.
A stone is a stone.
Okay, no, it was a clot. Thank you. Now I need to. I'm glad now. I'm all right. I'm all right. I feel better knowing it wasn't a piece of my kidney.
Stone is a stone, and by any other name would still be as hard as a stone.
Okay, no, it was not a stone.
Okay.
I'm bringing it in. I'm going to show them what I did. I'm like, look what I made.
Did they give you a strainer? You answered me yes, but I asked you like a double question.
Yes, I answered
Because
one.
I asked you the question and
One
I said
A.
probably not.
1A was yes, and 1B was yes also.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I answered yes to all your questions.
Okay.
I always answer yes to you.
It's like an omnibus question.
There's more to come.
Yes. So Marina started smoking in 2017 also. Bear, did I ask you what your story was the first time you smoked? What was
That's always,
you're
good.
like, why-
That's always
why-
a good question.
Was it a blunt?
Yes, it's always a
It's always a blunt. So it was a blunt. And this is just outside with your friends.
Yeah, that first time, it was literally, well, I was currently selling it at the time, and
Oh,
you know,
legacy market.
You were a provider. You were a provider.
Support
yes,
that.
Yes, I was a provider, and at the time, I just felt like I'm providing it, and everybody seems to like it, and at the time, I kind of let myself get susceptible to peer pressure, but it wasn't really peer pressure. They asked me, and I was going to do it anyway. So I took my first couple hits of it. It was pretty cool, and pretty much didn't smoke again for a few years later. When I say the first time I started smoking is like when I really was like an everyday thing, like back and forth. Was like after my sister passed away, and getting into that. And then it really became a habit. My cousin passed away after that.
Mm.
Literally like the same things, like aneurysm, being in the hospital, hoping that it's not what it is, but it ended up being. It's a lot for me. I spent a lot of time at home, so home I got all this product. Let me figure out how to roll a blunt and get to smoking. Turned into an everyday thing, and here I am.
Didn't Biggie Smalls say don't get high off your own supply?
Well, he was talking about cocaine
No.
and heroin,
I'm kidding.
crack. You don't want to be a crackhead.
You don't want to smoke your own crack.
You can't, but you be smoking all your crack.
You'd be smoking it all. You would never sell any if you were a crackhead.
Oh, you'd still sell it, but you'd be smoking more of it than you sold. Trust me.
The tweakers do that. The methamphetamine community sells a lot of their stuff, and they still tweak
Yeah, because they're making it.
because they're making it. And
It doesn't cost
I
you.
had that college experience. It was always buy 3 get 1 free, and they buy a quarter pound, sell 3
Yeah.
to cover the cost of the quarter pound. Everybody was always happy, and that's pretty much it. Never made a penny. Just didn't have to spend it.
Yeah, but crack and weed are like not even close.
Yeah, they're not even in the same spectrum.
If you started smoking in 2017 and you last as long as I did, when you're my age, people are going to be saying, wow, man, he was smoking when it was illegal.
Yeah, true.
As opposed to me looking for people like Senator Cardinale. He was born and his mother was able to smoke marijuana legally when he was born. And then it's going to go through a whole thing where one of the old timers, they used to break
It's like,
the law. What was it like when you had to hide?
it's like, what you mean you had to hide it and you couldn't smoke outside? What do you mean? I smoke wherever I want. Like, what do you mean? It's like a cigarette.
we grew hemp in the backyard.
Like, what do you mean? I got some in the backyard right now. What's up? Like, what do you mean?
It's
Yeah, it's a different time.
it cycles itself. Life is in cycles, and then we'll be growing hemp in our backyard again soon. And then something's going to happen. They'll make it pot illegal again.
Well, that's assuming continued existence on this earth.
Yeah, we won't live that long.
Be a downer, but you know.
The roaches will be here. The roaches will still be here, right? Or the one? What'd you say? The one-celled creatures?
Single cell.
The single-cell organisms will still be here.
Amoeba.
They always say the roaches and share, right?
Yeah,
The
that-
roaches and the shrimp gonna be here.
that
Roaches and share. That's terrible.
Share.
They do say that. They say that.
That's terrible. I never heard that.
They said Cher was a vampire.
Oh my god.
No, seriously, they said Cher was a vampire. It took me out. I'm like, what do you mean? And then they showed the pictures. She's not aging.
No,
I'm like, what is
No.
happening?
She's not.
What is happening?
she looks almost better.
Facts. Like, what is happening?
Wait, what?
She aging in reverse? I don't think that's no. I don't see it. But wow, she's surely not aging much at all. So I don't know what her secret is. I can't remember the last time she celebrated a birthday.
Because she's a vampire.
She don't celebrate birthdays. What's up?
No, they. I think they do it once a century or something.
That's great. A century.
Hmm
1 year.
Not a lot of cake.
Like, I'm tired of counting in the thousands. I'm 6. 1,000. Dang, I wonder what it would be like to live that long. Or would you just want to end it yourself at some point? Or would it be thrilling to see everything as it plays out?
No, I wouldn't want to do that.
I don't know.
Because I know. Because the vampires told me that.
Oh, okay. Then why are they still here? These new vampires, the old ones are gone. These are like, I'm done. Let me go
I don't know
walk.
about 1,000 years. That's too many.
Why?
It just feels like overwhelming. Like I feel tired just thinking about it.
Why? Especially since you know you're not gonna die.
I think 150 solid.
No. You wanna know
Yeah.
why? You wanna know I know you not
At some
sure?
point, you got to throw the towel in. Even
I'll tell you why you're unsure. Because imagine you could stay the way you are in your health or be at your prime of health, right? Because right now you don't want to die. So imagine you're at your prime of health and you're just going through life fine, doing what you do. At some point, you're going to look around and 1,000 years went by and you're not even going to see it.
I wouldn't want to deal with the perspective shift that comes along with that. Everything changes then.
Yeah, you're right. Everything changes and you'll be ready to see the next thing that changes. Just like you are right now.
Yeah, look what we've seen here from
just like
these
you
generations.
are right now. You are ready
And
to
I guess in theory, if you got something going, it's really easy to keep the ball rolling once you started.
we're neglecting the acceleration of innovation because it's on a upward trend that keeps getting higher rather than going outward.
Yeah.
And we can't handle the change that's already happened. You know, it's throwing everybody. It's really, it's the interconnectivity. We're not suited for it. We're not ready for it. You
But
know?
yeah, you're speaking in terms of collective. I'm speaking in terms of a single person. Like one single person. I think you see those years go by and wouldn't even see it. You'd just be like, all right, what's next? I'm telling you, you would. It's just
I think I was born at exactly the right time. I
Did
really did.
any of you ever watch Lucifer on
Yes.
Netflix?
I have.
yes.
Okay, there's the story. That's it. Right? Because one day could equal like 1,000 days in hell. And he tells it all.
Yeah, pretty much. Like you don't even see it go by.
Well, if that ever becomes an issue, I'll keep all this in mind.
I know, really.
That'd be awful.
1,241.
Imagine if you lived a boring life and then you had to multiply that times 10.
Man,
That was a trick question.
That was terrible. Wow. I don't know. It depends on who it is, though. Because
What would be you? It would be you. That's who, you know.
and you were already cool with that, then I don't know if it being more boring would even bother you. You know what I mean?
No, I do. And I hate that we're still talking about it.
Yeah, get it.
well, some people say to me, well, when I go to heaven, I want to sit up and put my feet up on a beach and drink a martini, and that'd be fine. But every day for like a year, 2 years, like
Eternity?
I can't do that forever. That's boring. Give me a mission. Give me something to do.
Find yourself something to do. Don't wait for somebody else to give you something.
Yeah, you could go up there and become a
Yeah.
shaman. You could
Figure it out.
you
You're a
could
pothead.
do
You're supposed to be
something.
creative. You don't need advice from anybody. You wouldn't take it anyway.
Well, you won't be bored at all because what you actually become is an angel, and as an angel, you have duties.
Responsibilities.
There
Wow.
you go. So you will never,
Yeah, I need
watched
something
it.
to do.
He did watch
No,
Lucy.
thank you. I'll pass.
and that's the purpose of you going to heaven in the first place. And the purpose of you going to hell is the opposite.
Yeah, I need a purpose.
Stay there.
Give me a purpose.
Imagine if the reward of going to heaven is just watching everything play out on Earth here after you're gone. That would be a pretty dope present.
I would want to be Eve because she's the one that gave Adam the apple, right?
No.
And so think about this, right?
Like-
So if I was up there and I was Eve, I would just like be standing under that tree and exactly what you said, just watching to see
You
what
know,
happens.
I got a question. Maybe anybody could help me out with here in this
That's a little.
in this subjective world.
But okay.
I'm watching a ball game. You know, I watch baseball. Batter gets a home run, comes across home plate, does something, peace out, kisses something, raises up to the sky. I assume it's somebody that's died. And
Probably, right.
he's honoring
Yeah.
them. Okay, then a guy from the other team does the same thing. I'm picturing guys up on clouds starting to fight over it. You know, my son's home run was longer than yours. You know, while we're
That's
all
the kind of heaven I want to live in.
but you
Hell yeah.
You
Controversy.
see what I'm saying?
That's
though?
interesting.
One guy, it's like, hey man, you know, you weren't doing that to my father. No, my dad's up there too. Oh, okay.
I love that you thought of that, Jim. It's wild.
Or this, you find out that one of your 4 wives is coming to be with you forever. Huh? Which one?
What?
Oh,
Which one? Do I get to pick?
you're in hell,
It's
bro.
like, wait, do I get to pick?
That's not heaven, bro.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
that would be
saying.
hell.
There's got to be little side rules we don't know about, like we know about the others. I'm
The
just saying.
fine print. Yes,
I
sir.
do like a fun discussion, though.
I really feel like when you make it to heaven, that all your memories from Earth are done.
I feel like there's a general consensus where everybody believes they're going to get that stat book. Like any number, like any question you ever had, like how many times did this happen or whatever, you just get
Yeah.
those
Man,
numerological.
Well, yeah, you get
am I
that.
the only
One by
one?
one.
Am I
You
the
get that
only
at
one?
the gate. You would get that at the gate.
At the gate, right.
And then once you walk through, all your memories would be wiped, and then you would just be in heaven to do what you need to do as an angel. You notice angels don't really come back; they be spirits.
Am I the only one
You're stuck.
whose existence depends on nobody looking down at me and watching me all the time?
Hey, I can't take it.
Ever.
I can't take it.
I can't.
I can't take it. I can't take it.
I can't deal with that. So
Yeah.
my whole thing is, you know, no.
What you doing? What? Yeah, they're watching you. Don't tell me that.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Don't tell me that.
I figured that out like real quick. You know, that can't be true.
It's definitely not true. A lot of it's not true. It's all scare.
Yeah. You think?
It's scare tactics. The Bible is one big scare tactic. I didn't say that. I didn't mean it. But yeah, the Bible is one big scare tactic.
Yeah, you should be
You
scared.
just said you're sorry. You're sorry you said that.
I just like it. Kept going with it.
Look what God did to Job for no reason. Look what God did to Job
I didn't need to say that.
for no reason. So imagine what he'll do to you for doing something screwed
God
up.
didn't do that to Joe. He allowed it to happen.
Yeah.
That's
He
all.
didn't do that.
Right? Blame it on him.
On the show.
Allowed it to happen. He stepped aside and said, "Let me see what you made of, buddy."
Blame it on the rain.
Because he never said he would stop it from happening. He said he'd get you through it. Remember that.
It's true. So how does God gamble? If God can do anything, how come he can't gamble? Because he can't gamble. He knows the outcome to everything. So he can't gamble, can he?
Or by stock.
Well, he could gamble. Why? Because it's not that he knows the outcome, it's that he creates the outcome. So if he just stood back and watched what happened, it's a gamble.
I'm going to take a
It's a gamble.
gamble here and saying there's probably people waiting for Chris to call in because they're like going, what What are they doing?
We're on
But I,
fire.
but I notice everybody's smiling, so I don't care. I'm just saying.
I feel like if God gambled, he would be a baccarat player.
Why?
That's good table odds, you know. It's not like Keno or nothing.
Low vig.
Yeah. I mean, right?
Mm.
Oh,
Uh-huh. Yeah, you see him in the high rollers room. Yeah, there's God and his boy Jesus playing baccarat. The baccarat boys.
Getting kicked out for not wearing proper clothes or something.
Jesus is
They
marking
come back
cards,
and they're
starts
already
playing poker, and starts spending the
back in
coins.
there laughing, you know. whatever.
Jesus marked the eighth of spades.
They'd be wearing hemp too. Just saying. Just saying.
Clothes.
nah, silly thing. I feel like every time somebody passes away from a freak accident, I feel like God got disturbed in that moment. Like somebody startled him, he had to turn around. And
He wasn't paying attention.
Nah, Bear, that's just when he lost one of the hands in baccarat.
What, man? What?
Yeah,
You turn
can't win
on-
them all. Can't
Another
win them all.
God be like, dang, another one. Come on,
You
man.
ought to go back and watch that movie, Heaven Can Wait, with Warren Beatty. I think you'd find it pretty funny.
Oh, I love that movie. That's
Yeah,
a great movie.
that's a good one.
Yeah, that's parallel to what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's a great movie. It's hilarious.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
Someone's gonna pay for this bad bet.
Who's the question? Here's a question here. Weren't they supposed to have the South Amboy police station up and running in 18 months? Lefty, it's been over 18 months.
I think it's been over 2 years, even. To be honest with you, because that was 2021, 22. Yeah, it's been over 2 years about.
Yeah.
No, but we knew we were being lied to.
Yeah, they're liars and no F's given. The disabled community is off the back burner and on the floor.
You know what? I'm glad she just brought that up again, because we should go back and just be like, yeah, the 18 months or whatever it is, 2 years is up. It's actually
Liars.
more.
She'd be like, hey, it's me again.
Hey, you're
Man,
It's me again.
go away.
You got any more news?
We have a new song for you
He really
Not,
should.
not tonight. Go away.
called FU. FU, you no ramped effers.
Where's my ramp?
Where? Yeah, that's a good one. Where's the ramp?
The truth hurts, but lies are worse.
Yeah. Or written on somebody's marker, tombstone. Where's the ramp?
Where's the ramp?
No ramp. Last words.
Jeez.
There was a ramp here.
Yeah, there's not even talk about it built like a new police station being built at all.
What are they doing? Are they building anything?
After they had said that was what I kept my mind on. I'm like, oh, maybe they must be in the works. But they just lied about that even. There might have been like brief talk amongst people in town, but there's nothing happening with that. That was a complete lie. They're not building a new police station or anything like that.
What you have to do with these places to make them move faster, honestly, is what they try to say is, oh, if one handicapped person comes in, you know what I'm saying, we could do that. We don't really need that. Okay. So what you do is you get a bunch of your handicapped friends in wheelchairs and you all go there at the same darn time.
Mm-hmm.
And then, hey, we want to come in and watch them panic.
It's hard to get a few people together in wheelchairs. We've thought about this for years.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You're thinking it's hard to get a bunch of people in wheelchairs versus it's hard to get enough wheelchairs.
We got wheelchairs now.
You just get enough wheelchairs. You don't need enough people who got their own.
We
You
just picked
need
up
the
4.
wheelchair.
Yeah.
Anybody can sit in a wheelchair. What are they going to tell you? Get up.
I got 4 chairs.
Do a dramatization.
Like, what are they going to tell you?
Not
Get
a
up?
real patient.
Come
It's
on, bro. No.
Yeah.
All you need is the wheelchairs. And the amount, 5-6 wheelchairs. They're going to a penny.
No.
How do we get them in there? We can't pick them all up.
We
I'm
actually
not
do.
doing this. I don't get paid to do this.
Yeah, I'm not paying enough for this shit.
No, I don't get paid to do this. I'm
I
telling
already put my 2 weeks notice in.
you. Yeah, for real. I'm going back in the kitchen.
No,
Like, come on. Like, seriously. Like,
my duties have already been met.
I'm telling you, once these sheriff officers got to come out here and start carrying people in wheelchairs, they ain't going to want to do it. Y'all got to fix that. I'm sorry. I got to fix it.
Brielle, too. We got to go to Brielle.
Everybody get out the car, put their wheelchair in motion, and roll to the front.
God, Bria, I almost feel bad for them. They're so unaccommodated. They can't even accommodate the. It's. I actually feel bad for them.
And you're not going to talk me out of it because I'm going to wear a diaper to Brielle. And
I have no plans of talking you out of that.
because they're not going to give me a porta
Don't talk
john.
to me.
I'm asking for a porta potty. They're not going to have one there. So I'm going to pee at the podium. Literally.
When we get there,
I'm going to.
when we get there, Ed, you got to shout out, auto patients, roll out. Let's do this.
Brielle's
whole
on our
building-
list.
That building's a mess with everything they got going on there. It's a mess.
Brielle is a place where we went to where we didn't expect them not to have wheelchair access. And Jeff Oakes had his walker, and Brian Cummings had his walker, and they both had a very hard time getting up those 10 stairs, whatever it was. And that shit is burned in my mind forever.
Yeah. That was the day that the wheelchair, the whole accessibility thing for me. Looking back, I thought I like got it and understood, like grasped the whole thing. But that day for me sealed it. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, you don't know how it is to try and walk on some stairs and you don't have that leg strength. And even if you do with the first few steps, you could feel it leaving. Like your legs get so weak that they almost, you want to like just give out. Like you can't feel them no more.
No, that night messed Jeff up for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
Yeah.
like your legs would be done trying to do all that.
He was sick.
You get up the next morning, nothing.
He was sick to begin with his cancer.
Yeah, you ain't got nothing in your legs after that.
He was a mess after that.
I want to even say that was like one of those nights where he even said afterwards, like, I shouldn't even have been there that night.
Mm.
Yeah, he pushed himself, and Brian too, because they were banning cannabis in that town. And now we found out they had other issues where they would actually block disabled people from the council meeting for their First Amendment right. But if you got caught speeding, they would take your money in Manasquan. They found a way to take your money, but not to let you have your First Amendment rights, which is pathetic. Wow. That was really telling when that was all came to realization. I was like, wait.
Because I remember telling all you guys, that's why that night was big for me. Because I remember telling all you guys, it's going to be in Manasquan. This is how they do court. So I just automatically assumed it's going to be in Manasquan. So we were all prepared for that. We went to the police station first. And then we found out the council meeting was there. And that was when, for me, I was like, this is not happening. You know there's corruption. You know there's indecency. You know there's all these things going on. But that hit so heavy sitting in that parking lot of the police station. So it's here? So
how do you get in? How does
disabled? How do we do this?
They don't. They don't. Duh. Well, what?
Yeah, that was it's still shocking even talking about it. That's why it's still a mess. That building's a mess.
So there's no bathroom for disabled people. So I'm gonna wear a diaper and definitely have number one ready.
Number one.
I'm gonna have number one ready.
You're terrible.
Anything else is a bonus.
You're terrible.
No, it's not really terrible. He's sacrificing for the better cause of everyone on that one.
I do have to drive home with somebody, so
you're gonna sit in the squishy gushy?
No, I might have to change somewhere.
Wait, in their bathroom? In your car?
I'll change somewhere.
You might want to check, rethink that.
That's what I'm saying. Just number one, I think. So logistically, just number one would be appropriate.
I would use some water and squeeze it in there. I'm not saying
I like to be real. That's I'll know.
That's one you got to go real on.
You would know.
I'll know.
How would you know, Mike? You gonna put your face to his crotch and smell?
No, I'll know.
I'm just envisioning all the work he's done, all the great things over the years, and urinating in a diaper in that moment, just knowing like this is like
there's no way I would.
Activism knows no boundaries. Yeah. This is different level stuff.
Like
it's all been done. Everything, even urinating in a diaper. I mean, that's some serious
cause. I'm telling you, you're gonna say you wore a diaper and peed yourself for a cause.
Yes.
That has nothing to do with what Mikey's saying. It's just so they can say you did it.
No, tell
the truth.
It's everything. It's hood, it's G, and it's professional all in one.
It is.
It's getting the job done.
No, definitely get the job done. I ain't knocking that part, but I'm questioning your motives.
My motives in saying it's a good idea?
No. Questioning your motives of having him pee himself.
Well, it's his idea, and originally when he brought it up, I think he thought there would be contention amongst his peers over the idea, and I just immediately wanted to let him know that like I'm going to support him on this one. I'm not going to be there on this one to give you any logic. Like, I'm just going to support it. You know, and sometimes I do the logic thing. It's rare, but I do it.
Just light, just this much.
I have a question.
Smallest mate.
What are you going to have a diaper on and a pair of like sweatpants over it or something, or what? Or are you going to go in like the New Year's baby?
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Wow,
Oh,
Jim, that's
that.
a great idea.
Oh my
No,
God.
That's next
Yeah.
level.
Doing it without that, you don't even need to have the optics. You need to do it outside the pants. That's brilliant, Jim.
That's malicious.
Wait a second. That
Brilliant
was
idea.
No,
Jim.
it's marvelous.
two entirely different things. And you're saying it like I said one thing. I'm pretty sure I know what you're talking about. But I don't know because I don't know how to picture it.
I want to be like the New Year's baby with the hat walking in there. Yeah.
Yeah, I got all psyched and
Yeah.
jacked up on energy thinking about that.
Only.
I'll say that if
Walking in like
I would think it'd be pretty demonstrative activism / advocacy, but I don't know that it'll raise the bar as much as.
Well, no, at that point, actually urinating, he doesn't even have to. That wouldn't raise the bar. Just wearing the diaper itself gets the whole point across.
Yeah, well,
Actually,
again,
you know
though,
what?
at
You
what
don't even have to urinate if you do that. It solves
At what
both
point
issues.
I'm just looking up. Look, here's the diaper. It's above my pants. See, I've got a diaper on. Is this what you want? In other words, that would also do it.
Wait.
And I'm just wondering where your meter is in between the two, because I think I've in the past had bigger questions about it, but it seems to be more towards a center line. You know, like first of all, yeah, just number one. It took you that long to figure that out. What the hell?
With what?
You know.
You know,
That's right.
you guys, you're also you're also. Oh my God.
Childish, right?
But you do understand like all this stupid shit that you're talking about?
Yeah.
Jim's right. It has already been done.
Really?
So you know, and
There's no way that a
First
pee
of all-
diaper was left in the bathroom or the garbage or not yet.
Yeah. I did that a lot with Cheryl. We went out and did that, and we're very clear that that's the only way she could be out. And if I needed to tend to her, where would I do that? But that was every time, you know.
Yeah, but question is, did they ever have to tend to their noses? See,
I know
it's easy.
one time Cheryl threw up on herself because of motion sickness when we got to Toms River High School. We were there to see Governor Whitman and Christine Grant, Commissioner of Health, as well as Assistant Commissioner George D. Fernando. And she got sick, so I cleaned it as best I could. And we went all in. I started out by apologizing. You know, it's like, okay, we were in the room that we were assigned to if you want to talk to somebody from Department of Health. So we went there first before the governor's big town hall. And we were in there with about 20 people, and like West Nile virus was just happening. So they started by going, okay, who here isn't here about the West Nile virus? And I was the only one to raise our hands. I raised my hand as well, you know. And so we went first. And that's how I started out by saying, first of all, I'll have to apologize. I cleaned up the vomit Cheryl had obviously on her right before coming in here. I did the best I could. I can kind of still smell it. I hope it doesn't offend anybody. But, you know, now that really got everybody's attention, you know.
Yeah,
And I said, but if we had cannabis, we don't even have any at that time. Actually, didn't. You know, I've run out. She'd run out. And I'd say, but that was because of lack of the best antiemetic known, which is cannabis, not Zofran. You know, so now wow, that sounds kind of like specific, you know. But it was a great lead-in as to the demonstration, and I think, although I might see a different happy medium, I do think the confrontation, no matter what it is going to pay some degree of dividends, you know. So I'm not going to say, you know, anything other than I'm looking forward to it. And
what year was that, Jim? 2000?
Yeah, it would have been about 2000, give or
Yeah, I
take.
remember because she went to my high school, and I remember at the time she was going to like
Yeah,
every high
yeah, she
school.
went
I was
that.
a senior at the
Yeah,
time.
what happened is we got there into the auditorium part early and got a real good seat right next to the microphone. The auditorium had 2 aisles, and about halfway up each aisle, they set up a microphone. So I can see where the microphones are, and I'm sitting like pretty near one. And when it became time to speak, I was like first or second person. I think it was the first person at one of the microphones and the second one to go. So when I said, um, Governor Whitman, I'd like to introduce you to Cheryl Miller. Now, I thought because of all the correspondence and the fact that Cheryl had done her illegal civil disobedience with Governor Whitman, pick on someone your own size. And of course, we sent pictures to the office and all that. I thought I was ready for the challenge, Now, she was standing with a stool, her entire cabinet semicircled behind her. And I said that, and she went, "Oh, ooh, change tactics, Jim, change tactics." So I wanted to thank you for the Pharmaceutical for the Aged and Disabled program being so solvent that the pay went from $5 to $2, because maybe $3 isn't a big difference to you, but it's a big difference to us. Oh, And I said, and one of the medicines that PAA pays for costs over $22,000 per year. And that medicine is Marinol, otherwise known as synthetic marijuana. Do you know who she is now, Governor? Holy fuck. It was awesome because she went like this with her face. She went, just did that. And then I went up one side of her and down the other with what I had to say. One of her minions came over and said, other people are better to see. I'll leave when I'm damn well good and ready, but I think you know that, And I went through the whole thing. And I was real happy when at the end, a reporter came over to me and said, "Man, I want to tell you, that's as close as I've ever seen anybody come to the line without getting thrown out." He thought it was brilliant. And it was. It really got the discussion going after that, which, of course, led to George DeFernando issuing a proclamation that the Department of Health maintains that there are alternatives in medicine to marijuana for those who would use it as medicine that work as good or better in every instance that it's said to work for. And then when I asked him, what kind of meeting did you have to say that's the position of the Department of Health in New Jersey? And he told me, and it's true, all the Commissioner of Health has to do is say it is the position, and it becomes the position of the Department of Health. Isn't that weird? Yeah, that was back in the day, though.
That was during like school hours. It was like a school assembly thing, or you were able to go to that as a member of the public, or?
No. Yeah, it was her town hall. She had it at the school, and it was I guess probably Saturday. It wasn't when they were in session. So basically, you could know which room to go to, which classroom, where that member of the cabinet would be there.
Hmm.
And then I think that went through 5, and at 6:30 she started her town hall. So while everybody else went out and had dinner and stuff, I went and found a spot where she'd be at. I can't remember how that worked. I think right up on the aisle. It wasn't really all that accessible either back then for where she was, but it was really, I was surprised the governor didn't know who she was. I know the governor's got a lot on their mind, but it only added to that. I never had such a satisfying moment as that, to do that, because she couldn't say anything. I mean, she couldn't. I gave her a chance to, because when you're talking and you're saying something to somebody and you stop, and she doesn't say anything and you go, it becomes a really embarrassing pause of a silence, almost like daring her, butt in anytime you want. No, I got more, it's fun. Opportunity comes up now and then. But anyway, yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting when you do that. And I don't know. I think it can be done in a way that might get some positive feedback. Maybe. Are you gonna do it? Are you gonna drag Sativa Cross's name into this? I'm messing with you, man.
Pass it across the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I'll go walking around saying, yeah, I'm president of Steve Cross, Assembly Speaker Coughlin, and I want this. And go, Steve Cross, and that want the guy with the diaper on? I'm just saying.
Yeah. At the school with the unacceptable bathroom.
It might depend which pocket I go into. See, I got the left pocket and I got the right pocket.
Hey, I got this award that's got Coughlin's name on it.
There
So,
you go.
I guess
That's my two cards. I got
I'm cashing this award in. Because
What's that again?
I'm cashing in this award.
Which award?
The joint resolution.
He's
His
holding
name?
the lefty card.
Coughlin signed this thing.
That's the lefty card.
It says Senator Cody, Assemblyman McKeon, Assemblywoman JC, signed by
Whoa.
Sweeney, and Coughlin signed it.
Well, you better have a better ratio with people that support you that actually sign that thing. Who signed it?
You would think they would
Say it
support
again. Who signed it?
Senator Cody.
Okay, he doesn't.
He doesn't give a shit. He hates patients.
Yeah.
Assemblyman McKeon, who loves us.
Yeah.
Assemblywoman JC loves us.
Okay.
Sweeney, I don't know.
Well, Sweeney, you don't know that he doesn't like you, which makes him a little more tactical of a legislator than the others. That's all.
And Coughlin is my friend on Facebook. He likes me.
Oh, is he really?
Yes.
Huh.
So I'm going to cash in that award. I'm going to cash in whatever.
Well, that letter, that I did mail you. I tried to actually put the part of the text of it up on Facebook, but they're having Facebook problems. But yeah, that may actually go well with the letter. I'm betting on the fact that if he gets email that's also CC'd to other legislators, that's going to get it open pretty quick. You know what I mean? Even whether you know the person or not. And then they're getting, and it's coming from pot4ms at Yahoo, but also CCing Senator Singleton, Assemblywoman Reynolds Jackson. So hand delivering that before the same day as emailing it, I'm also hoping, he's going to get it 2 different times. Just trying to stand out in a crowd a little. It's hard sometimes, without scaring somebody away though.
Are we doing lobby day on the 28th or before that?
What day?
The 28th, March 28th is Hot Box for Home Grow.
Yeah.
And it's also lobby day. I mean, we can go in.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what I found out about lobby, remember how we could go in and we go to the Senate majority office and deliver something to be whatever senator and see if anybody's there to talk about it, and they'd send you away. But you could hand deliver somebody to the Senate majority office, and we get to whatever senator that way. Which is to say, yeah, that's right. We came into your house to hand deliver this. Kind of a nice thing, especially if you accompany it with an email. But guess what happened when I walked into the Assembly majority office today? I've been there once, but it was more than 2 years ago. And the Senate I was in like last year, a year and a half ago. So I walked in and I said, yeah, I said, what do you want? There's like other people with one had a pin on, so I don't know who he was, but he was a legislator. And people in a decent sized office doing business. And everybody looks at me like I just walked into a room I didn't belong in or something, And she says, how can I help you? And I said, well, I have something I'd like to make sure that Assembly Speaker Coughlin gets, because you know how it is. Sometimes if you email something or don't bring it by in person, it seems to fall through the cracks. So I wanted to make sure that I brought it in person. Oh, no, we don't accept correspondence to legislators. We don't do that. And I said, sure you do. I don't know if you ever saw My Little Blue Heaven with Steve Martin. He played a mob guy, right? The guy in that one, it was like, you don't tip at a grocery store. You go, sure you do.
My philosophy is I tip everyone.
Yeah, but so you get what I said. It came out like that, and I heard it, But all of a sudden I felt so free because, man, I got all the cards in this hand and she doesn't know it yet. So I said, for how long has this been going on? You know, like jovial. And she said, well, she didn't say forever, always. She said, always. She says, it's always been that way. How long have you been here? And she's getting a little annoyed. And she said, 6 years. Go, oh, well, I've been coming here since the Florio administration. And I can tell you, 6 years is not always, because I've been in here before. You know, so let's just chalk this up as a learning experience for you and see where we can get. You know, it was so much fun for the other people in the office. I was having a blast, but not being overly condescending. She doesn't know me, you know, and I was having so much fun. So then I said, so where can a guy get this into the hands of Senator Coughlin? Is there enough? Yes, you need to go to the Assembly Clerk's office. Where am I to find that? Let me look it up for you. Now she's getting a little nicer. L116. 116. I grew up with my grandmother at 116 Waynewood Park in Plainfield, just 2 factories from the railroad tracks. I'll remember that one, and I'm just having fun, really in my zone, you know. And you can see the other people were having fun, and she couldn't wait for me to get out of there. So when I left, right away somebody said, "Can I help you?" Not challenging me, because I looked lost. I'm like, oh, geez, where am I here? So he helped me get to the office, walked me in. And then when the woman there looked up and said, how can I help you? He explained to her what I was there for, because I already told her. So he kind of introduced me. That was fun. And they're glad to take it. Not only were they glad to take it, but she was glad to take the extra copy I had in case, once she got this to Assemblyman Coughlin, she would have a copy of it in case somebody else said, what's it about? Or I heard whatever, you know, just to leave an extra copy there. So she took that. And we got along great, but I'm just hoping that, and my call tomorrow, I'll call to say I forgot to add, I'd like acknowledgement when you receive my email. So could you check and make sure that it arrived? I'd appreciate it, and they'll do that. And if I get to talk to them, I get to. If not, not. But the whole thing is this started out at like, let's do a petition. Maybe and a sign-on letter. I thought, no, we never even asked him, or is this necessary? I mean, what if he's already about to do it? What if he has no problem? What if it's about to be scheduled and we don't know it, you know? So I thought, of course, this has to happen first, but then I can go anytime. I figure after about 4 or 5 days, you know, I'll have a petition ready if I don't hear something, or I'll stay in touch with their office. So I'm kind of happy to have done that, because everything's kind of come together to where it's perfect timing to do that, and then to be able to see other legislators who aren't expecting anything. You know, I mean, I know Assemblywoman Reynolds Jackson and Senator Singleton are going to appreciate the effort, because they didn't have to make it. They can just point to me and go, "What can I say?" But I also think that the chairman of the committee that it's in, Reginald Atkins, I'll be sending it to him as well as the vice chair. So it's just to find out, is the bill going to be blocked in the assembly still? Because Assemblyman Conaway, he's out of the picture. He can no longer block it. It's all in the text when you finally see the letter.
Conway's running for office, and he could be questioned on all these cannabis issues from 2010, can he?
Yes, and you know what else? I'm glad you reminded me. I'm going to CC it to his wife's campaign, without comment, except for, you know, just so you know, I don't want him going to Washington for these reasons, and if I can help you in any way. Not that I like her any better, it's just a chance for a payback. And, you know, if it to turn the other cheek is a good thing, I ain't that guy. To me, don't play that way. I'll turn the other cheek while I'm making a plan, but hello, you know.
You're an eye for an eye guy.
Well, you know, basically, if she reads that with no explanation, it's 463 words of history that's well laid out. Yes, and it says things like he can no longer help Senator Scutari block this in the lower chamber. The lower chamber. Who says that? You know who says that? Political pundits and legislators and people at the State House. The lower chamber. I do my homework. I do.
I'm really digging the position of the backdrop, Lefty. I like how you have it like that with the
Ooh.
sunlight in the
That's your
corner.
seat right there with the sun right behind your head.
Yeah, right. Glowing,
Your seat's waiting for you.
looking like gold. It looks so much better like that. What would you do? Zoom up on it?
I found it. Since I switched to StreamYard, I couldn't find the old picture, so I had to find a new picture.
Oh, looks so cool.
So it's better. Yeah, it's different.
Better. It's better. I like it.
Johnny Stash. Good afternoon. Good morning. Good evening, Johnny Stash.
Depending
So
on what
what
time you wake up.
Johnny
What
Stash,
happened?
I'm coming to see you.
What happened if you shined a light on that we couldn't see the light or the beam of it? Would it make it look more live?
It's weird, right? I'll sit over here.
Oh my God.
You might get some ticks. You got to watch out.
Oh my God, look at that. He's got
no.
the brightest ideas right now. Whatever comes out of his head is genius.
Yeah, you got to put a laurel wreath around your head and sit there with that right above it.
That's pretty good. You know, it just came across one of my emails. Listen to this. There's a Moms for Mushrooms organization.
Yay, about time. I'm all for it. 'Cause
Uh-huh.
you know what? It helped Jeff. I saw it help Jeff, and I don't think I could do mushrooms when I'm in that position, but it helped Jeff. And if it helps Jeff, and if it helps other people, I'm all for it because you know what?
I think like mushrooms is like kind of like in the same category as cannabis.
Yeah, natural
You know?
medicine.
It's natural, and you know you got to figure out your own dose.
I don't trip as much as I used to, but once in a while I'll take mushrooms. And if I'm dying, I might take them when I'm dying. I don't know. I don't know how I would react.
When you're dying,
Yeah,
I don't want to be awake when I'm dying. I just want to be asleep.
You want to be tripping when you're dying?
That's all right. Everyone trips. Everyone trips when they die.
Right.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you probably do.
Get started with DMT. It's proven.
Somebody told me. Yeah.
I don't know how we know that, but we must know it because everyone says it.
Oh, that's the echo chamber talking.
Well, it's just funny because it's like you only know when you're dying and then you're dead. You can't. You're like, yeah,
There
that's
we
what
go.
happened.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to say, Lefty, you put a laurel wreath on, sit right there, and let your beard get a little longer, and take your hair over your shoulders, and have a religious discussion.
Right? You could get religious when you sit in that seat.
I don't believe in religion. Just like Jesus. Jesus didn't believe in religion. Jesus trashed religion in was it Luke 7, I think. So don't go by all that stuff, man. Jesus was against religion. He did celebrate all the holidays, though. He partied. Jesus partied. He drank wine. Come on, man. He partied. Jesus was cool, man. If he was around today, he'd be cool.
He
He was
did
drinking
oil.
wines and popping e-pills,
He'd
partying.
be partying with everyone today.
Come on.
He used to use.
I believe it.
He used to use some sort of sacred oil in his diet that I hear is cannabis for oil. You know, the anointing oil.
Yes, hashish. It's throughout the Bible, actually. Cannabis is all throughout the Bible. Old Testament, New Testament. They wore it. They used it for medicine.
Need a Middle Testament. There's no bridge. Not really. I like it.
Well,
The movies are awesome. You know,
you don't need a bridge to add more lies or take out the truth.
Yeah, you're not supposed to add or subtract from the book.
Why do you have a new one, an old one in the first place? What was wrong with the old one that we need a new one? Just saying.
yeah. Well, the new one, they say that crap couldn't have happened, but this could have. You know.
Mm. Oh no, we were just translating it more so people can understand it. How about you teach me how to understand the old one? That sounds better.
But the problem with Christianity is not Jesus; it's Christians.
Yeah.
Yeah. People ruin everything, even pizza.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
try to push your stuff on me. Don't try to control my life the way the book is. It's everybody's not Christian. You can't run the country as a Christian. You just can't.
Hey! Don't pick on one person.
Or as a Muslim or any religion. You can't. There's no religion that should run a country.
They all do it.
And they all do it. Yeah.
Where's Chris? Call Chris and say Jim wants you to call in.
Well, he might be he's with Congress right now. He had meetings with Congress today, bro. He's not just sitting in a hotel room waiting to meet Kamala. He's waiting with Cory Booker. He's
Call him.
I'm gonna call him. All right.
Yeah, right now. Call him on the air if he's there. See who.
Why not?
I'm
just gonna call him. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Occasionally.
He said, "Call."
Not always. Certainly. Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm curious to see. Is he allowed to get video? You try to meet with legislators in New Jersey, just legislators. They won't let you take pictures and video. Almost any of them.
Yeah, I don't think they're allowed to.
Yeah, I think they're allowed to, but you'd like you to think they're not allowed to. They just don't want to do it.
Yeah, it's like, come on, we're having an off the record conversation right now. You're not turning that thing on.
Okay, the thing is, here's what I do. I go, hold a second, hold on, and then I write something down. I say, I got to write this down or I'm going to forget. We could record it. No? Okay.
Yeah,
I draw that shit out, man.
Yeah, you're so right.
No, I'm old. I forget. I can't help that. And I'm not sure that's the context I actually
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
straight to voicemail. He's doing something.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hey, Chris, tell Cory Booker to sit down. We got some important stuff to talk to you about. No, I'm just kidding. You can have Cory Booker listen. Put on your speakerphone. Let Cory Booker listen to this. Cory, we need descheduling, please. Can you please deschedule cannabis for us in New Jersey and for the rest of the country? And what else? Oh, can we please have wheelchair access to all the police stations and post offices and home grow for patients in New Jersey? Anything else?
Yeah, say something like that to the vice president as well, because that's who he's going to talk to.
Yeah, please talk to Kamala Harris. Tell her that same stuff.
While you're there. Listen, I wanted to talk to Cory Booker, but let me talk to you.
You know what? Let me talk to her. Put me on with her now. Let me talk. Put me on with Kamala. That's great. I'm so happy he's talking to them. He's talking to Congress right now. Tomorrow's with the vice president, with the executive branch. And
today was calling.
with Fat Joe. Fat Joe is going to be with him. So he'll be partying with Fat Joe. I said, Chris, bring a lot extra joints. You never know when there's a world leader that ran out of weed that is going to be like, hey, I need to join.
This isn't one of these talking to Congress where you see somebody from Congress talking to Congress and then there's nobody there. They're just orating. That's not that, right? All the time I see that, I think, man, I could be an awesome orator if there was nobody there.
Okay, Chris just messaged me that he'll be on soon, but I'm still going to complete this call. So
Not to work.
I'm not going to hang up. This is fun. I love doing this because then, we get 2 minutes of whatever we want to talk to Chris about right now. So, oh, he hung up. Dang it.
Oh, well.
I love doing that.
What, getting hung up on?
Well, we call Scutari's office and we do that. We leave like a 10-minute message for Scutari.
You don't say.
Yeah. You want to leave one?
No, I'm going to pick on Herb Conaway. He offers no consequences now. He has no say. I think I'm going to start picking on him early.
Yeah, he's running for office. He's like out there on the campaign trail.
Well, he's running for the office, obviously, in an off year. They get to do that here. They don't give up their seat. So it's like taking a stab, and you would think that he'd have actually a better chance. It doesn't mean I can't try to spoil his campaign for him. It doesn't matter if I make a difference. It's payback time, I mean, he never told us why he pulled that. It wasn't him. It wasn't his call. It was somebody else's call. He announced it. That's the way it works. And then he never would say who that person is, whether that person's even in the picture still or anything. That earned him me. Can't do
Okay,
that.
here we go. Everyone should take 0.05 grams of mushrooms a day. The world would be a better place in 30 minutes.
Don't misplace the decimal point.
And Jeff King says it's a good look tonight. I always appreciate knowing who is speaking. Yes, Chris will be joining us in a few minutes. I'm excited to hear what he has to say.
Oh
about
yeah, we're not worth it without Chris. Come on.
No, I'm excited. I'm so excited for him. I've watched his journey over the years, and you know what he's going there for? He was fighting for home grow back in when he got arrested. He was smoking a joint at the Liberty Bell, fighting for descheduling.
Yep. I was
Descheduling.
there. Yeah, I watched that.
Yep.
Were you there? I don't recall.
No, I wasn't at that one.
Oh, that was awesome.
I know.
It
Chris
was
is awesome.
It was really something to watch because I wasn't getting arrested, and I was used to being places where I was arrested, and it was funny. I was probably 15 feet away from where they were arresting him, and I got some pictures. I don't know what happened to him though.
Yeah, at the Liberty Bell.
Yeah, it's fun. And then I went to his trial. Bill Buckman was his lawyer.
There I was. I went to that, and that was interesting. Yeah, Bill Buckman was great.
And then we were out smoking, and the lawyer for the prosecutor lawyer went walking by on the other side of the street, and we were heckling him. That's pretty funny because the case was over. You know.
What's the matter? You don't know where to go? Come on.
It's always fun to heckle the prosecutor. You can't do that to the judge in the courtroom, but you can definitely heckle the prosecutor and film them in their office.
Well, Weedman heckled the prosecutor during a break at court in Burlington County. You know, that's when he said he reminded him of Elliot Ness when the guy looked proud. He said, "Yeah, Elliot Ness is an asshole, and you are too." You know, it was like a great, got him leaning in with like, "Wow, what a nice thing to say."
Yeah,
said, well, I found that pretty good.
Elliot P. Ness.
You said he got a contempt
Not
of court.
Kim? What's that?
You said he got a contempt of court.
No,
Is that what you said?
no. He didn't get a contempt of court.
Oh, I thought that's what you said.
No, this was during a break when the judge was out of the room. The prosecutor sat there. Ed sat over here, and there's like 3 people, including me, that stayed there. And it was funny because prosecutor, almost remembered his name, looked over and said, "So how you think you're doing now, Weed Man? How you think it's going?" And he says, "I don't know. I like the way it's going. You know, I think people are going to see what's right and wrong." Hey, did you ever watch the Untouchables, like in the 90s, that TV show? You know, he went right for it then. That's when he went, "Yeah, I love that show. Yeah, you remind me of Elliot Ness." "Oh, really?" "Yeah. Elliot Ness is an asshole, and you are too." It was so good. You know, it was a pleasure to view it. You know, Weedman's had some moments. Do you ever see the one where he saw a car he didn't recognize outside his house? This is going back like 20 years. And it looked like your typical government car, and it had windows you couldn't see through, and it was at the end of his block or whatever. And he's got the video on it and a close-up. "Gee, I wonder if there's anybody there." And he went out and looked and knocked on. "Nobody's there, huh?" And he went back and he got a whole bunch of shaving cream in a paper plate. And he said, "Well, if nobody's there," and he went back and he covered all the windows with shaving cream. By the time he got back, you could see the vehicle rocking. Somebody was moving, like maybe from the back seat to the front. And then by the time he turned around again, it was gone. So he got in his car and he getting on whatever road it was, 2 lanes each way, 4 lanes, slow, 35, 40 mile an hour, stores and things. And he's like, "There it is." And he pulls up next to him, laughing hysterically, holding the camera on a guy that's got smeared shaving cream on his windshield, and he's trying to ignore him. And it was so, you got to ask him if he still has that. He's got to put that up again if he has it. It was really funny. There he is.
Hey, Chris Weedstein.
Steve.
So now it's like around like
Hey,
5
guys.
minutes later.
Welcome to the corner office on K Street in Washington, D.C. No lie.
Who's corner office?
And look who's with me. Hold on. I'm going to turn around. Oh, did I forget? Vanessa is here,
Hey,
actually.
Vanessa.
She was in D.C. for a whole other thing going on there.
Hey,
She's
Vanessa,
here for
what's up?
Sunshine Week.
What office are you in?
I am in Normals I am at 1420 K Street Northwest.
Yes, okay, I've been there.
National Normals office
Yep.
in Washington, D.C. And since after, and you can see my friend Kana back here, my girlfriend. Yeah, that's my girlfriend. There she is. She's my lady girlfriend. So, but we took over the corner office. Look, that's the corner of the office.
Mhm.
And we have taken it over for the day to prep for this event. And some stuff that's at Normal's office is funny. Keith's old office is next door. You're going out here.
Yeah, I was there a lot when
Look,
they had.
this is the original 1972 marijuana, a signal of misunderstanding. The original Schaefer Commission report, annotated by Keith Straw. There it is.
Wow.
And here is a very good copy of Brian Box Brown's Legalization Nation.
Yay. Love that.
Yeah, man. Here's my page marked. The bell.
Do they still have their complete all the editions of High Times there available for you?
It's on the other shelves. If you look on my Instagram account, you can see a short office tour that we took. So you can take a look at all the memorabilia that's around, and there is some memorabilia.
Oh, yeah, like I said, they opened their office along with 2 ounces to all the patients that came to Cheryl's memorial, and we were up there at night, and everybody thing was cool, and we had a party, smoking a couple ounces, and it was one of the best times ever.
That's the old office that has windows that may be open. This is a new office that they just got during the pandemic, actually. And there are no windows in this office that physically open, so we have to go out front to do any smoking and party. But although I think that if we smoke 2 ounces in this office right now, the sprinklers would definitely go off. So, I don't want to risk that one. But I spent the day up on the Hill, actually. So I went up to Congress today, and I had meetings with the staff at Congressman Andy Kim's office, Congresswoman Bonnie Watson Coleman's office, and Senator Cory Booker's office. And then I went and attended what they call the Cannabis Caucus meeting, which is a bunch of staffers throughout Congress who meet together and talk about all the bills that they're doing, which is a lot of them. I have to say it was very eye-opening today, guys. There definitely needs to be a shakeup in Congress as far as the direction of where we're going with marijuana bills. The concept of incrementalism really doesn't work if the president deschedules cannabis, and the president could indeed deschedule cannabis. Again, in 1972, a presidential commission called for it. So I think that really the whole concept here is that Congress needs to consider what happens after descheduling rather than incrementalism right now. I want to, what I heard and saw today was a willingness. I mean, it's like there really is an undercurrent of interest and knowledge, but they're not putting it together into the package that's really going to work. We really learned something in New Jersey, that what I call string theory legislation never works when you try and do everything in one bill. And in New Jersey, when we legalized marijuana, we did a ballot initiative that changed the state constitution. That was step 1, right? And 3 million voters came out. And then we passed 4 bills in order to deal with it afterwards. 1 bill for tax and regulate, 1 bill for decriminalization, one bill to tie it all together, and a final bill to fix the tax situation. So I think that trying to do it all, even if you try and do it all at the same time, trying to do it all in the same bill is something that states learned you can't do. That undoing marijuana prohibition is more complicated than a single law or a single piece of legislation. That it takes a few acts and bills. And I'm really starting to crystallize on this moment here and see the clear path forward is that in the next 6 or 7 months, the White House could deschedule cannabis, and then Congress would be compelled to act. And instead of dithering around on 27 different pieces of incremental legislation, these members of Congress and their staff would finally have to sit down and hash out all those 27 bills and get them into a package of 2 or 3. And I think the concept of trying to put business and justice together, it just doesn't work. The justice reform has to be a separate bill, and it doesn't need to wait for the business debate. I think that that's been something that we have been sold as a movement, and I think that we need to get out of this concept that justice and business need to be married together. We can do the justice part right now and debate the business part ad nauseum, but we shouldn't be arresting people and holding justice hostage to the concept of what we've seen turn out in business. I mean, look, we've seen it all in New Jersey, guys. We've seen big corporations come in and really maximize the issue, and we've seen what can happen. And I'm telling our members of Congress, look, we need descheduling and federal reform, because at the state level, there are large predatory corporations that have really using the system and gaming the system in so many ways. So unless federal reform happens, large corporations will game the state regulated system because of that conflict between the two laws. So are at a critical moment, not just because of atmosphere or electoral politics, but we're at a critical moment in marijuana reform. And the White House has set themselves up for this moment of the strategic action. I think we got a real chance. So I'll tell you, I'm going to go in there tomorrow. I feel very confident, honestly. The other people that are going in there with me have very compelling stories, and all of us are very grateful for having the pardons. And we want to see the same kind of goodwill that we got opened up to other people. I think it would be really, really cool. So, guys, I'm going to do my best tomorrow. This is definitely the most intense meeting I've ever had. And I bought a new suit and new shoes, and I'm all set to go. It's pressed. I have a new shirt. I bought a new shirt. I have several old ties. So I'm gonna try. I have my Liberty Bell tie, the one I got arrested in. I was thinking about.
Yeah.
And I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. I start out the day by meeting the U.S. pardon attorney and going to the Department of Justice and meeting the folks who made the pardons possible. And then I'll go over with them to over to the White House. So it should be a very
Over to the White House.
White House.
Over, and you won't be, what do you want? You'll be like, welcome.
Yeah, it was funny. I went out there tonight and we hammed it out and took some pictures out in front just with the tourists and stuff. And I've been out there so many times, like protesting and smoking weed and carrying giant inflatable joints and really having a good
Maybe
time.
somebody's going to be protesting, not knowing what they're for, and start calling you some names and shit, you know?
Well, there's a lot of, I mean, again, there's
You're being a nice suit.
Well, I also have to say that Vice President Harris has been doing a lot of interesting things leading up to this meeting. And, you know, she also called for a ceasefire in Gaza. She has been out there starting up youth movements for, talking about policy. I think, honestly, this is really an interesting moment here. A lot of people take knocks at President Biden and Vice President Harris for sort of being drug warriors. But I have to say, in taking the executive actions that they've done and engaging on marijuana policy, you know, it's the warriors when they're ready to lay down their arms, you know, the peace is good. So I think that when they're willing to make peace, and if these two are willing to make peace on this issue, and they're doing everything to do it, I think we have to take this opportunity for sure.
Hell
Look,
yeah.
I've worked my whole life for descheduling. This is the first time in 25 years of activism that it's been a possible reality. So, and it's a strategic and actual reality in this moment, and I'm definitely here for it. So I'm certainly it's certainly a privilege to get invited because as far as this issue of federal reform, it's something I've been working on pretty much my whole adult life. So this is cool, and I don't think I have a feeling that they want to keep working on this. I don't think this will be the only event that the vice president does on this issue this year. It would be cool. They were putting out statements as much on NBC earlier today. So I think that they're going to continue doing, awareness on this stuff. I hope that they're going to keep talking about clemency and talking about overall federal reform. I certainly think it's a great conversation. It's the best conversation we've heard out of any White House yet. So I'm glad to have it.
And it's also something I think that they realize has pretty broad support throughout the country. It's not an election risk doing things this close to the election. If anything, it's going to be a benefit with some swing voters.
I mean, you're right in that politicians, especially at the highest level, are pretty cautious during election time. But this is something that, remember, Jim, just 3 years ago, it was 3 million voters who came out in New Jersey and legalized cannabis there. There's nothing really, there have been so many ballot issues for marijuana. We're running out of states that can run them. So there's not really any ballot issues that are up this year in the same way. So marijuana voters are out there, but there's no issue to vote on. So I believe, I do think that it, and I've said this for years, I compare marijuana voters to the Fremen in Dune. We're out here. You can't count us, but we're an election power. We show up on election day, and all of a sudden we make a difference. So I think definitely any smart politician is courting that. And for sure, I think that it's also important to this. Look, I wish it would have happened in the past, but I'm also glad that it's happening now. We can't look to the past anymore on drug policy or marijuana policy in any regards. We have to start looking to the future. And this White House is charting a path forward here on cannabis. And again, I'm grateful to be a part of it.
Yeah, well, I'm glad to have you there too.
Did you bring a joint to smoke with Fat Joe?
That's interesting. I've really been debating that. I doubt that I'll go in there with anything. I've been asked to just pretty much go in with my ID and my phone. So I'm pretty much going to stick to that. In Catholic school, I used to stick a joint in my tie, but I don't think I can get away with that tomorrow. And it just smelled too good. And more to the other, I don't know. I mean, I certainly debated it. I think it would be silly to have it be an issue in security getting in. Yeah. And it would just be kind of a silly circumstance. But again, on the other
story.
hand, I kind of don't want just one. I mean, I usually walk around with like 4 or 5, so I would rather just have a few there for after too. So, but to the same extent, I have friends who are going to meet me right afterwards. So nothing to worry about there. I'm not sure. If Fat Joe brings one in and he decides to step out in front and light one up, I'm certainly not going to decline.
Yeah, that would be a great selfie, smoking a joint with Fat Joe on the White House lawn.
I would enjoy that. If one of us can make that possible, I would definitely not say no.
Do it, Chris. Do it.
Go, Joe.
You guys are funny. We'll see what happens. I mean, they invited an activist to the White House. So, I mean, my point is that, they did invite a marijuana activist to the White House. So they might think that he might bring marijuana with him. I don't know.
They might want that picture.
Yeah, they need that picture.
And then not be upset about it,
The last time, you guys remember what I did on Fox News with Laura Ingraham, right? I held up the marijuana and she was like, oh my gosh, marijuana. And it was really funny. It was like kryptonite. It was awesome. Like, if anybody wants to keep Laura Ingraham away, hold up a joint. Like, they will run, dude. Keep Fox News away with this. Like, it's that easy. It was really funny. But no, I certainly don't think that they'll have the same reaction.
I think they want you to do it.
They threw the Fat Joe thing at us this week. That was very interesting to find out about the other people who were going to be there, and And again, as somebody who's like listened to hip hop my entire life, I was just like, did they just say that? Is Fat Joe going to be at this meeting? Like, really? It was cool. I mean, I was already pretty like it's pretty interesting to get invited to the White House in general, but then you throw a music celebrity in it. It's pretty interesting.
How many people total are there going to be there?
6 in the room. So it'll be the Vice President, Fat Joe, Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear, and Fat Joe will be moderating the discussion. And then the 3 of us who have been pardoned will discuss our stories. And again, the 2 other people I'm going with are really cool. I got to meet them. We have a great vibe together, and they have quite compelling stories.
Where are they from?
Well, I can't really talk about them.
No, but you can't.
I can't talk about them. I can't talk about them until tomorrow.
Okay, what are your 2 favorite states other than New Jersey?
I still can't talk about them.
I don't want to talk about them.
I love how you phrase that, Jim.
Tomorrow, they're really genuinely wonderful people, and I'm incredibly grateful to have met them in general because they really are nice folks. And the vibe that we got meeting for the first time, we're going into the White House, the 3 of us. None of us have ever done anything like this before, but the 2 of them are not activists like I am either. They're just, they just had terrible circumstances with some low-level marijuana charges in their life. But I think that the 3 of us are pretty representative, and we also got along, and we also have the strong vibe of, I mean, it is really hard to describe getting the pardon. It is an act of goodwill, and it does feel pretty good. And the one woman said that, she ran outside. It was this great moment of joy. And I have to say, I thought I was singular in that. I was just like, do I feel over about this? And am I feeling extra? Like, because I'm an activist? But hearing back from them really validated for me that it was this profound moment. It does do a lot to heal, dude. And getting the pardon from a White House does feel special. Even though thousands of us are eligible, when you actually get one and you realize it and you get the email, it's hard to describe how cool it feels.
Yeah. And so, you didn't have to do prison time to get this.
Well, but that's what I'm trying to convey tomorrow is that this
that's
act
good.
of good. Well, but the act of look, I went around Congress today and I print out my pardon. I put it in people's hands. You know that. And the effect on people is pretty magic, dude. It's like they read that pardon. And I've seen grizzled legislators and like staffers in Congress now. They read that pardon, they melt, dude. You see them. It's like, it's like you just get a street magic.
Keep one in your glove box of the car then.
I'm going to get a t-shirt.
Here, officer, do you want to see something?
T-shirt. And then what do you call but I'm telling you, it's like you did street magic for them. It's like you made their car disappear. It's like presidential pardon. They're like, it's amazing. So I think it's just very cool, and I'm trying to convey to the White House and to the Vice President the power of the pardon and how all 3 of us in our own communities, me as an activist and these other 2 people just in their own neighborhoods and stuff, that the pardon means so much. But you're going to have to hear their stories directly tomorrow, and they really are very nice people, and I hope that you tune in.
So this is
there's going to be a live stream.
Okay, this was going to happen.
Yeah, there's going to be a live stream of the Vice President's remarks tomorrow. You can look out for it in early afternoon. And then they're going to take social media, like clips of us, and then push it out on the White House social media tomorrow afternoon. So you'll essentially be able to kind of be there.
Hope and find out in time. Hey, if you find a link to it, send it out real quick or something. I mean, give us a heads up.
I will.
If you can. Yeah, I really want to see that.
I will. Listen, guys, I got to get going. It's getting late for me, and it's been a long day. But I wanted to spend some time with my friends here, and I appreciate you guys being out there. And I'll tell you what, I will send you pictures, and I'll send you all the links so you guys can tune in tomorrow.
Awesome.
DM me later. I'll tell you how you can sneak a joint into the White House. I know a way to do it. It might hurt a little bit, but
oh my god!
And the X-rays won't show it.
Oh my God, it's all right. I mean, again, I couldn't share that one. That's the problem. So it would be only a person.
It hurts to
get a Seth Rogen thing.
The one I get into my tie, I can at least share with people. Okay,
well, in a doob tube, but it's a little big in a doob tube, so it hurts a little.
No. But again, I wouldn't share it even if it was in the tube. All right, you guys have a good night.
On that note,
everyone have a good evening. And
I'll be there tomorrow.
Have fun tomorrow.
You guys have a good one.
Bye-bye. That's nice.
Awesome for Chris, man. I couldn't. Yeah, what a great
You can
Straight
just
up.
feel. You could just feel that he wasn't used to being surprised by how he feels about something. You know, I mean, something like this. Thinking, is this because I'm an activist, or is it like this for regular people? You know, and I could feel it. You know, he was able to portray that nicely. You know?
Man.
Good to
I
see.
can't imagine what it feels like going into the White House. Like for real. Like I went on a tour for the White House and that was cool.
Did you really?
Yeah, years
When?
ago when they had tours when I was like
I mean, how old were you?
my teens, my teenager.
Cheryl and I were going to go on. They had to have a handicap tour on Wednesdays or something, and I was going to sign us up for it with me getting a picture of her with a joint, and then maybe demonstrating with an edible, and knowing we'd get kicked out, and but we settled on getting arrested in the congressman's office. I mean, that was like, nah, let's just do the congressman's office arrest thing. The other one's a little dodgy. Somebody had just got a can of spray paint in and ruined a painting like that year. So they'd be looking for spray paint, but nothing else.
I mean, I hope they still do public tours in the White House.
I don't know.
No, I don't think they do.
See, that's bogus.
I went up to the North Gate one time. It was sort of like a rite of passage. You go to the North Gate, and there's like a button you can push, and somebody will say something, and you have your say, and there's a camera, and you get to do that. Not too long though, and then just hustle away. It was really fun. Advocacy and scurry.
I would like to believe they didn't take it away. And if that did happen, I guess nobody rose any hell about it.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, that would have been fun. But to not be on a tour, to have, just somebody getting you in, and you got to be pretty vetted to even be invited inside, They damn well knows who he is now.
When I went in 8th grade for the class trip, I don't think we did the White House, but we definitely did the Capitol building.
That's cool.
It'd be funny. It'd be funny if one of the people going in there with him said, "Okay, Chris, listen. I know you're going to probably have sneaking a joint in. Why don't you let me have that?" No, I don't have one. Come on, man. Don't lie to me. No, I don't have one. We know you. We know you would have done that. No, I don't. That'd be kind of funny. No, I didn't get in. I didn't have a joint to give him, so I couldn't get in.
One of those scenarios where it's like, oh my God, I was so supposed to bring it. I didn't.
We know Lefty told you how to do it.
Or it's sort of like, does anybody have a joint we could use for a photo op?
Like the only disappointing thing of this whole experience. Someone's like, you didn't bring it? I can't believe you didn't bring it. Everything was great, but that moment.
Yeah, we're counting on you.
Yeah, we just totally thought you would.
Yeah. Well, it's it does sound good. And I interjected, of course, my hope for it being that good, in as much as they should be well aware this is a plus, not a minus, for branding and trying to get independent voters who don't know what to think, because not just is, it doesn't hurt. Being told by Roseanne Scotti that we shouldn't have a bill even posted in the beginning until in 2004. We shouldn't have it posted until after a lame duck session. Otherwise, legislators who support it might lose their reelection. And I couldn't convince her. That won't happen. If anything, it'll be a good thing. And then, to her credit, she thought better about it. And that's when they did the first survey that cost $35,000. It said 86% support, 11% don't support, 3 have no idea what to think, 3%. So that ushered it through, But there is I think there's movements at the state level in New Jersey at the same time. So this is doubly exciting. I mean, I got my first letter from Congressman Frank Pallone about medical cannabis in August 26, 1991. So I started working at the federal at first because there was no state level, hey, I got an idea. No state's ever done this, but why don't we legalize it in New Jersey for medicine? Yeah. 3 years before California didn't have anything. So, it made sense to start at federal level anyway and try to get that program up and running, where patients were being given 300 joints per month, including seeds and stems in the joints.
That was horrible weed. I smoked it.
Yeah. Did you see what Irv Rosenfeld saved a year's worth of stems and seeds?
It's
And,
awful. It's absolutely terrible.
It didn't actually fill up, but you could mound it within the tin that it came in. You could mound it up so it crested above the top, that many. And then Elvie, when she was in the back of the cars with Cheryl, we were driving with Dana Beal and her to the FDA, I think it was, or no, National Institute on Drug Abuse, I think maybe. But anyway, Elvie lit one up and shared it with me. Cheryl couldn't smoke and all. And I was so happy to get to try some. And then she said, yes, but I put some hash oil on it as well. I'm like, well, I'm not getting a fair representation, but that made it way fun, And then Dana went to grab it when I was passing it back over to her, and she slapped his hand. That's not for you. That's for Jim and me. Fond memories.
How'd it taste? Tasted dry, right?
Yeah. Well, then came the infamous. It was a secure building in the campus on Maryland there, where they have the FDA, National Institute on Drug Abuse, and like 3 other concerns. So the parking's all in between these 5 buildings, a big parking lot. And then there's sidewalks just off the parking lot that run along the edge of the parking lot. But these are behind the buildings. And there's sidewalks that go to the back door and then around so you can get to the front. So we were going towards the back door to go around the building, and somebody came out for a smoke and held the door open. I was first with Cheryl, so I just walked on in. And Dana, about 6 of us went in. And we were in a secure building for almost, 10 minutes before anybody noticed us, and they freaked out, What are you doing? How did you get in here? What the hell? Cigarette smoker held the door open, buddy. Chill. We breached the security, a bunch of potheads. And then street pharmacist Dana Beal educated them. That was funny. Well, we had a dog.
Just knocked over my ashtray. It's the worst.
All right, let's. You want to leave a message for Nick Scutari? A weekly homegrown message? Why not? Let's do it. Let's give him a call.
Why don't you say?
How do they pronounce it again?
Scutari.
Scutari.
I might want to remind him Herb Conway's irrelevant to help him block this bill in the assembly now. Word. You could be on a
Office of Senate President Nicholas Scutari.
Scutari.
Not available to take your call. Please
not for the last 3 years.
tone. Press the pound key.
He's never available to take the call.
Hi, this is Edward Grimes. I would like to put a call in for my support for Homegrow for medical cannabis patients. We cannot afford our medicine, and we really need strain-specific medicine for our ailments. We feel like we've been passed over in New Jersey.
Allow Senate Bill 1393 to be heard.
Yeah, just a hearing. Let's have a hearing on this bill.
1393, Senate Bill 1393.
Let's talk about it. And let's discuss what's best for the sick and the dying, because this industry was built on the back of sick and dying patients. and we feel we've been passed over. We've been forgotten about. In New York, they can grow cannabis for what is six plants, 10 plants. They're having cannabis cups in New York already. I've seen just the other day a news report. Did you see that, Jim? They're having a cannabis cup in New York.
Ask him who he was talking about when we've been talking about this.
Oh yeah, Senator Scutari said he says they've been talking about it. So who
He
are
told me
they?
that's another one. Now, come on.
And what are they talking about? And we don't know why we're still waiting. And what else do we want? We want just compassion. That's what we want. It's very easy to just have compassion.
We want him to tell Senator Vitale that he can post Senate Bill 1393 at Senator Singleton's request, rather than block this bill for this whole session. That's what they can do. Just let it be heard. Don't block it.
Yeah, apparently they tried to put it up and it was blocked.
Taken down.
It was taken down. It was actually up and then it was down. It wasn't up anymore. Like a bad vape card. It goes up and then it goes down. That's why I like dabs, because it stays up there. I need dabs for my pain. I just had a kidney stone. And let me tell you something. It's the worst pain I ever felt in my life. My sciatic pain spikes 10 out of 10, but it spikes there. It doesn't stay there. The kidney stone had me spiking, and it was just remaining at 10 out of 10. And I'm like, you got to take me to the hospital. And it was bad. It was bad. And there's people in that kind of pain all the time. And I can't imagine being in that level of pain all the time. I'm in 8 out of 10 pain. Literally 8. Right now it's about 8, 7s and 8s. 10 out of 10 is a whole different level. That's the kind of pain where people kill themselves over. Seriously. And what's unfortunate is Jeff never got his answer about why the state would allow him to kill himself, but not allow him to have the proper medicine he needs to treat his cancer. And that question was never answered by Governor Murphy or by anybody. He's still waiting for an answer. We're still waiting for home grow. We're still waiting for an answer. And we're still waiting for compassion. We're still waiting for caregivers. We still don't have caregivers. I have a friend in the hospital right now. It's a facility, and she's suffering because she has no caregiver. Nobody can give her the cannabis that she needs. And she's by herself. She needs help. She can't get the help. Why? Why is she still waiting for caregivers? Joe Marie's in a place where they steal her cannabis from her, or the nursing staff takes it. Don't they, Mikey? They take Joe Marie's cannabis, right? They don't give it to her. They just take it away.
Yep.
Right?
Every time.
Every time. You can't leave her anything because she needs someone to help her administer it. She can't reach over and go get it because she has progressive MS.
And it's unfortunate. She rats on herself because she just says, that's what I want. The cannabis help. So she winds up ratting on herself in front of the nurse, and then they're like, they'll take it.
I can't understand why you would take something that makes a multiple sclerosis patient feel better, and you would take it away. It doesn't make sense to me. If that's your business, what is your energy? What is your business? So anyway, give me a call. My number is 908-616-0682. Thank you.
Thank you. Your message has reached its maximum duration. To send your message, press 3 or hang up. To delete your current message and record a new one, press 1.
Okay.
How'd you know when it was going to end?
There's a little beep that comes up. Did you hear the beep?
That's what that was?
Yeah. Come on StreamYard with us, Senator Scutari. I'll give you the link. Come on with us. Got a lot of questions for you.
Yeah, don't be Scutari.
Don't be scary, Scuteri. And Herb Conaway, he's running for office, so we can always go to one of his meetings and ask him those questions. But they're smart. They have them. If you want to ask questions, they write them down. They make you write them down. We went through that with Jeff. We couldn't just call out a question. They had to write it down. And luckily, Deborah Kornikovia helped us, and she got us that question written down and answered last.
But that means doing it that way, that what happens is questions get answered and we'll raise two more questions in the answer. And you don't have a chance to even deal with that, like whether it goes off the question, of course, from that or what. But man, they're shamelessly pivot to anything else possible. So,
yeah, and anything from like a genuine non-structured dialogue.
But in a Zoom meeting or meeting like this, basically somebody could have their hand up when he started saying something that wasn't, and you just you'd have to be able to have a fluid back and forth. And by the way, if he ever does agree to a Zoom meeting, don't go for having a whole lot of people there with you, because he'll pick on the person he'd most likely to talk to out of a group of 3 and keep the conversation there. Just saying.
Well, I want to thank CMMNJ.org, Canasense, UFCW 152, Jackson Storm, Smoking Monkey, Arlo Glass, OprahMachine.com, and you can donate to Sativa Cross at sativacross.org on the shop page.
Are you going to ever take targeted donations, by the way, if you needed money for something? You might consider that. I'm just saying while you were talking about taking donations. In other words, if it was like we're taking donations to get a patient to testify at the committee hearing, hey, I got $5 for that if it'll help. Yeah, just saying. I mean, Sativa Cross deserves, I think can offer, in my estimation, some of the best bang for the buck available in advocacy. I really do. I'm not just saying that. It's my opinion.
Can we just have a party? Can we just put money together for a party and have like crab legs?
With tables with ashtrays.
And ashtrays. Crab legs and ashtrays. Jim, I love that idea so much. That should be the name of the party, crab legs and ashtrays.
Done.
Wow, it should be. Now, see, that would be. And the thing about crab legs is it takes a long time to eat them and shit, and it looks like a real lot. So if you're ever going to blow some money on something to get people out, call it crab legs and ashtrays. You're allowed to smoke.
Yeah.
And
So,
we're having crab legs.
just leaves you asking more questions. You're more inquisitive when you get the info. Wait, like what?
But like I say, and I know Lefty got it right away. It's you can have whatever you want.
Oh shit, my phone is dying.
You can have whatever you want. You could be planning a 20th anniversary party for the coalition, and although we didn't pull it off, we're going to have one. But I am still of the mind that if somebody goes and it doesn't cost money to get in, you're gonna foot the bill. But if you want to have the best party ever, guy's gonna go home, tell the wife, says, so how was it? Man, crab legs and ashtrays. That's all they're gonna really want. It was awesome. What they talk about? Talk about homegrown with crab legs and ashtrays. That's exactly how it'll go. And plus, you could then, Mikey, I know you're creative enough to write a song called Crab Legs and Ashtrays.
Oh my God. Yes.
I think you could do it.
Yes. I like it.
Anyway.
No, I like that. I'm thinking about a song now. Crab legs and ashtrays. Oh, his phone died. Crab legs and ashtrays.
Oh, that's many times and always.
So yeah, let's have a party. I know this is not a board meeting, but I want to have a party. I really do. And yeah. So, going from fun to not fun.
Yeah. because it's serious. I mean, I know we joke a lot, but we also have seen the dark side of this and have to live with the dark side of it. The actual suffering, and you can't advocate for people and not get to know them. And then when they don't have it resolved in their lifetime, we talk all we want about what happens after you're alive and all that. We don't know shit. Not really, I don't think. I'm just saying that everybody deserves for something like that to happen in their lifetime. And I think not having just question answered, that's bothersome, Maybe I'll include that in my correspondence with one of the primary candidates running for the Senate nomination in New Jersey. See, I don't want to say it because that'll be more for a private meeting. I finally become aware that anybody could watch this anytime they want, even if they lived in China.
Especially if you lived in China.
Well, I just find the connectivity still blows me away. I know it's been here forever, but that's possible.
Trying something new here. Give me a minute. This might work. This might be pretty good. Let's see if this works. Don't mind me. I'm just trying to produce something. You can keep talking, Jim. I'm sorry.
Oh, I wasn't still talking?
You weren't still talking. Hold on.
Hadn't noticed.
Enter a banner. Okay. Scroll across bottom. Let's see if this works. It does work.
Well, it's not too amazing on my end yet.
Can you look at the bottom scroll?
I just started looking. Wow. That is good.
It does get cut off, though. Okay, I see there is a limit. There's a limit. So all right.
Pancreatic cancer.
Yeah. All right, so I will work on this.
Yeah.
Because maybe I could put them. Yeah, I'll fix that.
Yeah, it's how do you portray to people that, like you've described how painful kidney stone was, and you've had pain at varying amounts, including pretty extreme, for quite a while.
Yep.
So, though, that you live in Bayonne, you realize, of course, that within a circumference of a half a mile of where you are, you draw that mile diameter, and there's probably dozens of people crying out in pain when their family's unable to help them right now as we speak. It's real and it's happening, and we don't see it. And it's very easy to, not feel it. So, sometimes I do allow myself to actually think about these names and see how many I can picture in my head before the next one when you say them. And I swear, I feel like I'm being slapped with each name, but I'll do that. It's the damnedest thing, though. I won't watch Save the Animals stuff on TV, those heart-wrenching commercials. I can't. I censor them every time they're on. I've never seen more than minutes or seconds of one because, but I want to feel that way more. And reading the list, and like you do start with Cheryl, it kind of reminds me that there's a lot of people wishing they could have done more for somebody. Yeah, I got it going.
Cheryl Miller, Sabina Rose, Diane, Gracie, Cindy May, Marie, Jack, Joan Ford, Randy Robertson, Holly, Bill Buckman, Chad, Jeremy, Colette, Matt, Troy, Russ, Roger Barber. You know, Roger never dabbed. And I said to Roger, I got dabs. And Roger's like, I never dabbed before. Like, let's go do some dabs. All right, we're going to have dinner first. And we were just doing like dinner stuff and hanging out in the house first. And I'm like, Roger, I'm going to go do a dab. You ready? Yeah, let's go do a dab. And he did his first dab at me. And it was such a fun experience. He was so funny. Got really high. And he took it like a champ, man. He wasn't even fazed by it. He was just like, yeah, that was the best thing ever. Like, yeah, dude. It is the best thing ever.
You see the smile he'd have when he felt like that too. It was just a joy to see, you know.
Yes. He gave you part of his joy. He was such a happy person. You would always feel that joy when you were around him. He always exuded that, and you always felt it.
Being a lawyer, working at your own practice as best you can, and having to take care of your family. And then the fact that you're a lawyer means that to do that, you got to sue the state of New Jersey to get something no other state has, the ability for somebody to use their medicine on school grounds. And he did that. And, you know, he lost a lot of weight while he was doing it towards the end. And I believe it was a heart attack. And in my mind, I got to wonder if that wasn't due to the year's worth of stress that would cause. I mean, to keep everything afloat. And, you know, I don't know how I did it. I think it might have killed him.
Jay Oleto, Ella, Addie, Jackie Rickard, Anthony, Jake, Armando. Armando was funny. He was a mechanic. And I used to go to the place to get my car fixed, and I would always get him super stoned and dabbed out.
Before he fixed your car?
Yeah, before, during, and after. Yes. And yeah, during too.
Good for you.
And we had a very good relationship, but he died from tailbone cancer. But he had some funny stories because he told me that when he would smoke weed out in the back there where the junkyard is, he would pull his dick out and he would pretend to pee. This way nobody would come over and bother him because they would think he was peeing. And I'm like, that's brilliant. That is the most brilliant thing ever. So he would just hang out pretending he was peeing. Oh my God, we watched a horrible movie. Oh my God. Bear, we watched a movie before. It was the most horrible thing I've ever seen in my life.
What are you going to tell us?
I'm going to break the list up with something really awful right now.
Oh.
No, we always do that. We always break it up with something funny.
Yeah.
But this is actually really bad.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, no, we shouldn't. Maybe we shouldn't say it.
Maybe
It
not.
affected me. It gave me, it really affected me. Bear. No, he doesn't want to go there. He's like, no, we can't talk about it.
I'm good with that.
I'll tell you what movie it is. It's called Butcher. What's it called?
Bucharest?
Butcher House.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, Butcher House.
Butcher House.
No thanks.
And yeah, I'll tell you later when we're off. Yeah, I can't talk about
No,
it.
you won't. I won't listen.
It's bad.
You know, when I'm on the news and they say now something that's gonna, it's really bad or whatever, it's like, thanks for warning me. I mean, you know, they say that to get you to watch. It has the opposite effect on me. I don't care if I'm a boycott of one.
Hold on one second. Let's see if this works. This is really interesting. All right.
Question of boycott.
So, Armando, he was super cool, man. But that story would get me every time. Felicia, Lynn, Dan, Sean, who was a Marine vet who committed suicide for PTSD, Joyce, Lori, Frank, Brian, Flo, Carl, Thorne, Frank and Lorraine, my brother-in-law, sister-in-law, Terry Harris, Charlotte Figgy, Cher Ford, McCullough, Jaybird, Michael, Marley, Colette, Brendan, Red, Rico, Lulu, Becky, Lawanda, Chip, Paul Campano was just added to this list. He just passed away. And Jeff. And that's our list. And we're breaking up the list with Pat Duff. Pat Duff, how are you, sir?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good, man.
Yeah, what's going on?
Nothing, man. I'm just I'm glad you're around today. I'm glad you got a few minutes for us. This is great.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is if I haven't heard much about Patrick Duff in a week or two. There's something going on, and I want to know what it is.
Yeah, the Oprah thing was amazing. Your testimony was amazing, but and I believe something happened today because of your testimony, right?
Well, not my. I mean, it was a lot of people's testimony, man.
Yeah, it's your testimony, bro.
No,
well,
and what happened today is they tabled the bill. They put the bill on hold. You know what's interesting is you'd think that the committee, when you have, I'd say 60 people, maybe 65 people speaking in opposition to the bill and only 3 speaking pro to the bill. What was funny is Bill Caruso was there, and Bill pulled me aside. He's like, "Hey, I just want to let you know, I gave him a copy of my book. I said, here's a copy. I signed it for him. And he was actually pro the bill, which surprised me. And he kind of let me know his reasoning why he's pro the bill. But he didn't speak. He just let his name, they just kind of like read off his organization and said they're not, that they're pro, which means they're not opposed to it. Now, the reason why he said he wasn't opposed to it was because that the way that people basically get op-ed research on candidates is through these Oprah requests, and he doesn't think that's right because then they sell the op-ed research. And I said, well, the best way that people don't get op-ed research through Oprah on local officials. He said, no, how's that? I said, tell local officials not to be dirtbags.
Yeah, very simple.
Really?
It really is.
Easy.
Can't say, yeah, it's like if enforcement like that hasn't been tried of any kind, can't say it can't be done.
But yeah, so it's good they tabled it. I mean, that felt great because I was gonna go today. I had to take my wife somewhere, and I was literally getting in the car and heading up, and I got a message that they were canceling it. So that was good. But you know what sucks? I'll tell you what sucks is that the way they try to do it, they were really fast tracking this thing. If it wasn't for, the word getting out there, Monday, it would have been passed. So now what'll happen is go back to the drawing board. I called a couple key senators who I know were supportive of Andy Kim and his little, anti-line push right now, and asked for their position on the Oprah bill, and none of them called me back, which was interesting. So easier just to kill the bill, I guess, than to call me back and give your position. So that was good, and dude, it was like I'll tell you, it was a pretty big shindig. I mean, there's a lot of people there, all these reporters, lawyers, activists, unions. I mean, it was a packed house, and you don't usually see all those people speaking for or against the bill together. But I mean, it was good to see.
What committee was that in?
That was the Senate Budget and Appropriations Committee. I hear is Goldstein in D.C. or something?
Yeah, he was just on earlier. Yeah,
He's meeting with the vice president tomorrow at the White House.
Really?
Yeah.
How did he score that gig?
He got pardoned because he smoked a joint at the Liberty Bell, got arrested, and then he got pardoned for that arrest. And now they're taking those 3 people that they pardoned, like him and Fat Joe and somebody else, get to meet with the vice president tomorrow.
Fat Joe?
Fat Joe the rapper.
And Chris Goldstein? That's weird.
Sorry, but
I know it's.
I had but it's a small. It's not like they're in a medium group of people. Even it's like 3 individuals. It's not even a group.
I don't know the third person. It's another.
Yeah, he wouldn't tell us. I tried to ask. I said, okay, so the other 2 people, where are they from? I can't even tell you that. I said, okay, Chris, tell me something else though. What are your 2 favorite states in the country other than New Jersey? And no, I'm not going to tell you that either. In other words, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Just
he wouldn't bite. He didn't.
Well,
bite.
I mean, it's like it covers a state. It's not like he's going to go Montana. Like, is he named Jed? Is it a guy named? No. And what am I going to guess?
Shit.
But anyway, I like his principles. That was actually the right thing to do. But to have that time, and he was then talking with Cory Booker today. Lefty,
yeah, Cory Booker and Andy Kim.
Andy Kim, he had time with them today, as one person in such a small group. So yeah,
the faker, the fake ass congressman picking up stuff on January 6th. That shit was all fake.
Oh, that was a funny video.
I didn't see that.
He dumped the garbage out and cleaned it up.
I've got more.
Really?
That's what it seems like. There was the protesters.
Oh man, you know who would be proud of him? Paul Ryan. Remember Paul Ryan, Speaker of the House? He was running for president or something, or to get the nomination for a while, and he brought his freaking kids to like the wash area of a diner or something to show them the value of. Yeah, I used to do this. See, first to do that. It was spotlessly clean stuff that he was cleaning. It was already clean, and you could see it. But the idea that you looked at his kids, they were like 13 and 15. They're looking at each other like, Dad, what the fuck? What's up?
Well, where I got my
shameless.
See, on King Day, Martin Luther King Day in 2022, Andy Kim brought his kids over to the MLK plaque in Maple Shade.
Shit, I remember that.
Yeah, and
you're telling me
he had them hold a trash bag, acting like they were picking up trash. Well, I was just there. I was literally minutes before, and there was no trash.
Yeah,
I have video of the entire area to show there's no trash.
Oh man, you know it's like the things they do. I mean, it's not like he's alone. I liked it because I saw the picture first, and then I saw the video. Like a day later with the picture, it was President Bush helping move into the White House. He had like the end of a small wall-like table, and somebody else had the other end. They were holding this table. And then I saw the video. He was walking by, and they stopped and went, lifted it up and put it down, and he walked by. Didn't even say a word, just to get that still picture. and it was like second nature. And then later I saw him helping with homes for Habitat, or Jimmy Carter's Habitat Homes thing, So they had this prefab wall they were building, and it was snowing. And he was there with 6 guys working on one thing with hammers. And he was like Jesus. He had no snow on him. The other 5 had snow on them because it was snowing. And the picture was him with a hammer raised and no snow. I mean, how shameless is that? So what do you think about Andy Kim being senator? I mean, running for the nomination.
I think he's going to have trouble beating Tammy Murphy because she's got about 65 to 70% of the county line. Meaning,
And you think, I mean, how will that work out for New Jersey?
Number one, Andy Kim is not very well known in North Jersey.
Yeah, I mean, but like, who would be better for New Jersey? I don't know that much about either one. What's that?
I mean,
that's
like asking. I mean, would you rather sniff my turd or Mike's turd?
Man, that was a good analogy. I get it.
I mean, because both of them tank.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Andy Kim has never met a dollar spent for war that he doesn't like. He voted for every single defense spending bill that has been put across his desk. You know that, right? Every single.
No,
Yeah, Ukraine, Israel. I mean, he is a war hawk's little slut. He votes the way of the war hawk, and that is the sad. It is what it is, All
right, yeah. Well, just curious because
he seems nice.
Yeah.
He seems nice and feeble, but he signs those checks to destroy countries.
Yeah.
But hey, that's part of the whole gig.
I don't know. It's one big whack-a-mole. I mean, you whack one another, one rises. You can't keep track of it almost. And then they have deals like, okay, I'll support what you want me to support with you, and you got to support this. And then now you can't change somebody's mind because they made a deal to, One thing I'm not sure if anything goes on behind their closed doors. Not really.
Mikey, are you? Have they tried to prosecute you yet? I mean, what's going on here?
Still waiting on the judge's opinion. It's January 18th. It's been over 8 weeks now.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah. No, I mean, you'd be one of the first people I mention once I hear something.
Wow.
If you hear something, what if you don't hear anything? Do you go back to them and say, "What's up," or do you just
we just
walk away
slow, tell them about it? Maybe a lot of time will go by, and
then you surprise them with a lawsuit.
He's trying to get it right. I think the judge is trying to get it right, and that's why it's taking so long.
Wow, really? I can't tell if you're kidding or not.
No, I'm serious.
Okay.
I'm serious. Because usually when a jury's out because they're deliberating to make sure they get it right, and usually it's maybe to acquit the guy.
I've had a bunch of different people tell me what they think, and everybody's estimate is overshot at this point, much longer than anyone.
I think they're gonna forget about you and hope you go away. I'm going for that. That's like betting on 0 or 00 or something.
Well, what's interesting is there's another case. There's a case of a woman out of Evesham that was arrested. Remember that dog thing where the dog rescue where all the dogs were dead?
No.
I think you were, yeah. Uh-huh.
Well, there was a woman that was arrested that she just walked, took a video of the house. The doors were open, and they raided this woman's house and arrested her. And kind of like you guys, throwing the book at her, but then realized that oh shit, what are we gonna do? So she's never even been to a hearing. So she was arrested, all this stuff. She's got all these charges, and she's never been to a hearing yet. And it's been almost 9 months, so I don't know. I think there's a lot of shit show going on right now, but yeah, I just wanted to say hello to you gentlemen. And could you imagine The conversation between Kamala Harris and Fat Joe. I mean, I'm just being real honest here. I mean, it's not going to.
I want to say we don't have to. We can be watching that. Chris is going to try to alert. There's going to be a live feed of it somewhere. You know.
Yeah, I think what Chris said that Fat Joe was like he was going to moderate it. I guess.
Yeah. Joe's the moderator.
I mean, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it really is. That's why I'm thinking it's done very much in mind that, hey, this will be cool.
They got to have some culture involved in it to make it cool.
Well, they got to know this is only going to help in the election they're going to be involved in. It does not hurt that at all.
It's good press. Fat Joe's good press. I don't know.
It is, you know.
I just hope Chris uses Listerine.
Yeah. We were figuring out that they're probably hoping he brings a joint just so they can get a picture of him and Fat Joe having a puff right outside the White House, like it was.
Oh yeah, it'll be like Andy Kim picking up the trash.
Exactly. Yeah. Except for the fact they'd be hoping it would just happen. You know, like, come on, Chris. And I'm telling them, if you don't have one, and they think you're Chris Golston, you would have brought one, and you don't have one to give to turn in, then they might not let you in.
That dude is like a pot activist, and he has the least pot I know out of any pot activist. He does. He's always short on pot. Dude's always jonesing. When I see him, I want to give him stuff, but I don't think he likes me.
Everyone loves you, Pat.
I know. I'm abrasive, though. I'll admit.
Yeah, but I think that's what we like.
Yeah, but you're not.
I say that.
No, I got to say, what you call abrasive, it's not. If it's not done, it means spirited ever.
Yeah, no, I know he does it to everybody. I don't ever feel like.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean,
I talk to him, he's very harsh.
As far as me goes, you got me pegged pretty good, and I don't mind it. I really don't. Just so you know.
No. I'll be, if I'm saying something that's generally honest, if it's in a joke fashion, it's usually more honest. So
yeah, but if it's said like, and it's not a surprise to me, it's like when somebody said to Lefty one time something like, "You can be a real jerk." He's like, "I know, but why are you saying? Why would you say that?" And it was just sort of like, "Yeah, I know." And he wanted to have a conversation. I thought that was cool. That was so disarming.
Well, I called Sarlo's office today too, and I told his secretary, because his whoever it was, chief of staff or whatever I talked to, I said, I gave him my book. Oh yes, he said he thanks you for his book. I said, but he voted yes on the bill. He was supposed to vote no.
Want my book back?
Yeah, come on.
You want to call him? We didn't call him yet.
Sarlo?
Let's call his office.
Call everybody. I called Troy Singleton twice.
Let's call him.
Sarlo.
Let's call up Sarlo. I like this.
Should I do Governor Murphy for him?
Yeah. Yes, Governor Murphy.
Reach the district office of Senator Paul A. Sarlo. Not available to take your call right now. Please press 10 to record a message.
Press 10.
Your call is being transferred.
What if somebody's there?
That's even better.
You have reached the district office of Senator Paul Sarlo. Due to the coronavirus, the best way to leave us a message is to send us an email at sensarlo@njleg.org. That's SENSARLO@njleg.org.
Hello, this message is for Paul Sarlo, the Oprah gutter himself. Just would like to say you chickened the hell out on the bill. I can't believe you couldn't get the Oprah bill put up. As your governor of New Jersey, Phil Murphy, I would like to just let you know that you're fired. Turn in your resignation, damn it, Sarlo.
This is the governor's aide, and I wanted to tell you that the governor can't talk anymore. But I do want to talk to you about gutting Oprah is terrible. We use that to expose racism in Saraville. That's right. In Saraville, they listed all of their black and brown arrests as white to skew the stats and make Saraville seem less racist than they actually are.
And let me be clear, they're very racist.
Yes, Saraville is very racist. So we wouldn't be able to expose racism like that without Oprah. So please do not do any more work on Oprah.
And I didn't kill old people on purpose.
How does Mr. Sarlo feel about Homegrow? Can we talk about Homegrow? No. No.
Lefty, kill the call like Sarlo killed the bill. That son of a bitch.
Maximum length recorded. Goodbye.
Oh my god! Yeah! Oh my god! Yo! Oh my god!
Yes. Yes, that was a
I
winner.
didn't mean to kill old people.
That was good. So matter of factly, too.
What the fuck?
Lower voice, you had almost strained to hear it for a second. That was pretty good.
Oh.
Oh my god, I'm in pain.
Well, if you stuck around for that gold, you were lucky. And thank you all for tuning in to the INE podcast. We did the list already. We're going to do the. On that note, let's do the end.
Oh, that was gold.
Oh man, thank you everybody. Really, that was awesome. You just made my night. I'm crying over here.
Oh my god.
Let me gonna go masturbate to Tammy Murphy. I have a senator.
Oh god.
Bedroom.
Oh my god.
And it's not Tammy Murphy, it's little Andy Kim.
Oh.
I like young Asian men.
Oh wow. Whoa. Asian. Oh boy. Never mind.
I'll give Andy the line.
That's funny.
I like chest pain.
That was like an instant classic.
Thanks again, fellas. They went with songs to the battle. They were young, straight of limb, true of eye, steady and aglow. They were staunch to the end against odds uncounted. They fell with their faces to the foe. They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them.
All right, man. Good time. Good time.